how he was as a, activist for civil rights. It's just he set the stage. Guys like him, guys who, created the passion towards basketball and towards the NBA in particular, they're the reason that players today have it so good.
In their statement yesterday, Russell's family saying, quote, Bill called out injustice with an unforgiving candor that he intended would disrupt the status quo. Many players taking to social media yesterday with tributes. LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Shaq, Paul Pierce, Isaiah Thomas. Thomas tweeting in part, quote, you were everything we all aspired to be. Your winning spirit will live forever, my friend. Isaiah Thomas will be here this morning, 8:30 Eastern with Key, Jay, and Max. They're next. I'm Jay Reynolds. Back tomorrow with SportsCenter All Night at ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Other banks go out of their way to make redeeming credit card rewards needlessly complicated, like how they require minimums or force you to use your rewards before reaching some arbitrary expiration date. But Discover isn't like that. With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. So you'll never have to jump through hoops. Unless you're like a trapezist, then by all means, go right ahead. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
There is a place outside of Philadelphia where the aroma of freshly baked bread brings you back to more traditional times. The era when families joined together to enjoy an authentic old world taste with traditional recipes and fresh ingredients. That time and place still exists at Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli since 1924. Now 4 generations and 4 locations. The Corpele's family has been bringing you back to a more nostalgic time by sharing their favorite recipes and consistently adding new flavors for new traditions. While Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli is well known for their famous tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia, nothing compares to their fresh baked bread and strombolis, handmade pastries, cookies, pies, and a wide range of custom cakes. For a list of locations and all your party needs, explore more at CorpelesBakery.com.
Hellsberg Diamonds presents The Guy Who Got It Right. Tim needed an engagement ring. He did research, listened to hints from his fiance's friends.
She wants a lab-grown, oval cut in white gold with a halo.
And he went to Hellsberg Diamonds. At Hellsberg, Tim found an incredible selection of high-quality, lab-grown, and natural diamonds. He also found the ring she really wanted.
Nailed it. She is gonna freak.
Be like Tim. Find the ring of her dreams at a Hellsberg near you or at Hellsberg.com. Ask now about special financing offers.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Good morning, Delaware Valley. It is the John Kincade Show. With no John Kincade, Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Devon Givens. We got Pat Egan producing. We got coaches here. We got Connor here. We have Haley here. We're all here to bring it to you. Hope you're having a great Monday morning. A little rainy outside today. Much needed, James. I was thinking of you when I went outside and saw the rain.
Very much needed.
Man, I was walking on my grass yesterday. It was like walking on straws.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there.
Yeah, so much needed rain. Devon, how's the weekend? Good time?
Yeah, no complaints. Good time. Good to be here with you guys as always.
Yeah, you bring out the best in people.
Do I?
Really? Connor's bouncing off the walls this morning. So I said to him, like,
so I heard.
What kind of drugs did you take this morning? He's like, the same amount, but they're just having a different effect.
Definitely some mescaline.
There's something going on there, but Connor's a very, very happy dude. Egan, what's up with you, buddy? Everything good?
Smoking crack!
Yeah, everything's good.
All right. Good weekend?
No complaints. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Brunch?
Did not do brunch.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Brunch is a staple for you on weekends.
The Saturday show has kind of killed brunch. So it's like we got to do it on Sunday or we're not doing it at all.
And they were Monster Truck Rally family on Sunday.
The truck went in the stands at one point.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was a complete
On
accident.
purpose?
It ended the show.
Oh my God.
They were supposed to have this big finish, and then the guy kind of hopped up in the first row, which was nobody was in the rows, but it hopped up in the first row, and the guy quickly gave out the score and then acted like it never happened and reminded everybody to use the hashtag.
That was the big finish.
Yeah, that was the big finish.
There you go.
That was it. I don't know how they got the car back, but
Did you have Jack with you?
yeah, I didn't go to a monster truck rally by myself.
I didn't know if it was just you and your wife.
You think I was like, hey,
Little kids,
honey,
that's pretty loud.
let's go to the monster truck rally this way. I got tickets. Get a sitter. Yeah, dude, we brought our kid.
Did he get scared
Yes,
when
we
the
brought our-
truck went in the stands? Did he
We
get
brought
scared?
our child to the Hot Wheels monster truck show. What a date night that would have been. He did not get scared. No, he was more like in awe of everything.
Nice.
We told him this is the beauty of having a 3-year-old. So he was misbehaving pretty much all weekend, and I made the decision to not take him to the event. And then I got guilt tripped into taking him to the event. So he was convinced he wasn't going, and we said, all right, we're going to go to the playground, which is 5 minutes from our house. So then we end up on 76, and he goes, I thought we were going to the playground. I said, oh, yeah, our normal route got diverted. He completely buys it. So we pull into the Wells Fargo Center parking lot. He recognized it. He's like, that's where the Sixers play, right? We're like, yeah. He's like, that's where the Eagles play. That's where the Phillies play. Yep. What are we doing here? Daddy got lost. I got to ask for directions. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to ask for directions, and then we'll go to the parking lot. Even after we get in and it becomes clear it's the monster truck show, 20 minutes in, he turns to me and goes, Daddy, are you going to ask for directions or not? And I'm like, this is great because he's at that age, Bob. They're so dumb that they believe it. You know, they believe that they're still going to the playground. So
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I lied to my child and it was great.
Coach, what do we got for our morning mind bender today? Looks like a pretty interesting one, if you ask me.
You want me to do it?
I don't think Jack will get it, but
all right. According to Survey Monkey, a poll, the average person does this for 5 months before stopping. What is it?
I got a good answer. Yes.
You have a perverted answer.
No, Connor already handled that in our pre-show meeting. Yes. My guess would be smoking cigarettes.
Devon, you got anything on this one?
Good. No. I'll go to you.
I don't really have one either.
I'll go to you. Pat?
Smoking's not a bad one. Drugs.
Yeah, crack cocaine would have been mine. I did it for at least 9 months.
Well, you're an exceptional person.
Yeah. No, crack is whack. I don't know. I mean, smoking's probably the go-to. I don't think we're beating that gas.
What do you got, Coach?
How about go to the gym?
Yeah. So easy.
Yep.
5 months and then they give up.
So easy.
Yeah, that was obvious in hindsight.
Unless it's like January, because a lot of people get gym memberships for Christmas, and then you see them in January, and then you don't see them come, February 1st.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense because, they'll give up after a week, and then you have the guy that goes the entire year, and it averages out to about 5 months.
Not bad, Coach. You know what else isn't bad? Your Philadelphia Phillies 4-game sweep over the Pittsburgh Pirates. I was shocked to hear it's their first 4-game sweep over the Pirates since the 60s.
1968. I remember that because we got home towards the end of the game yesterday.
I covered it.
I heard Addy go, since 1968? And I was like, wow, yeah, that is kind of an eye-popping stat.
Yeah, good baseball this weekend. Scored some runs in a couple of games, won a couple of extra inning games. Fun to watch. I know what we're going to be looking forward to, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. We have the trade deadline coming up. But Devon, that game yesterday, 18 hits for your fighting Phils. Nola looked good. I'm glad. I didn't mind that they took him out after the 6 innings. Why not? With a big lead. But the team's starting to rake a little bit and starting to play with confidence.
Yeah, we've seen them already where they, even against the Braves towards the end, where they started to hit the baseball. Then go to Pittsburgh and keep it going and just keep racking up the hits. So you've seen it from everywhere once again, up and down the lineup. You're starting to see it a little bit from Nick Castellanos, a bit, and others who are contributing. And that's what we've been talking about, man. When guys go down, Bryce Harper, of course, and Gene Segura, you just keep on going. We're talking about the obvious of Kyle Schwarber and what he's been doing, but everybody continues to contribute to the hitting and helping out and getting these wins. So they were really fun to watch, especially the Bailey Falter game where he goes deep into the game and they still find ways to put some runs up there on the board and get the W, man. A good sweep, really good sweep, and look where they are right now, right? 8 games. 8 games.
Well, I'll tell you mentioned Segura. Harper, I don't know. I don't know when those pins are going to be removed. I don't know if we're kidding ourselves into thinking that he can come back in a few weeks after the pins are removed. He hasn't been able to do anything. He's not allowed to sweat. So I don't know. But you look at yesterday's game, and you see 18 hits, and you see one person in the lineup that didn't have a hit. Didi Gregorius.
Yeah, no, he stinks.
So it makes you wonder, once Segura comes back, is he benched and stock goes to short and just let it ride? Because if so, you look at this team now, you got some really neat things going on. Schwarber's hitting home runs, doing what he does. Hoskins has come around, had a 4-hit night the other night. Bohm is on 5. Bohm and Real Muto next to each other, absolute fire. Looks like Castellanos is turning a corner. And then you do the Stott. Segura's going to have to be in there somewhere. I don't know, Vierling, whoever it might be, whoever's going to be playing center field or whatever. But like, you have a really formidable lineup now. I mean, this Jamie, am I oversaying it by saying this looks pretty good moving forward?
With another bat added to it, sure. The only thing that makes sense on the Didi front, getting that Sosa dude, he kind of stinks. He's just a glove. The only thing that makes sense is that they're moving on from Didi. I don't know why you need 6 middle infielders on a roster. It didn't make sense. It has to be a precursor to something else. I think Stott will take over short and Segura will take second, or vice versa, whatever they're more comfortable with. I'm not going to buy into a 4-game series versus the Pirates. Alec Bowman is saving the season. He should be commended and lauded for being absolutely insane over the last month and a half.
Yeah.
But no, they need another bat still. I'm not convinced it's this scary lineup yet. I mean, Castellanos got some hits, but they're like 12 hoppers to right fielder. He's not driving the ball.
Well, he hit one yesterday off the wall in left field, I believe, right? Turned on one.
First in what felt like a week.
Yeah. But you got to start somewhere. If they're 12 hoppers that are finding their way, okay.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about it.
It sounds like you are.
I just don't think this is some dynamic offense yet. The Pirates stink.
Yeah, but
a 4-game sweep is a 4-game sweep.
They are getting hit. And look, how many times do we talk about, all right, just get 3, but even talking about, hey, split.
Yeah.
Right? And we saw what happened with the Cubs. So you take it when it's against a bad team like this, and you take.
But now you got the Braves.
Now you have the Braves.
And you're going to have to, keep it going because.
You took 2 of 3 last time. Can you do it again?
Yeah, they're really good at home versus the Braves. Different story down in Atlanta.
For sure.
Hopefully they can. I'm going to be outraged if they don't do something of decent size in these next 48 hours.
As far as the bat goes.
I really think they need a bat because I think the team's good. There's good core there.
They're clearly good.
Yeah, they need help.
Is it still pissing you off the Benintendi went for no?
He's yes. He is the bar everything is going to be compared to because he went for nothing.
Yeah, there has to be some. Dombrowski's not going to sit by and watch us, and I got that feeling yesterday. Watching the game, and I'm watching Bohm get his 4 hits, and Castellanos gets 4 hits, and Real Muto stays hot. And I started to wonder, like, oh, no, please tell me that Dombrowski, Devon, he's not sitting there saying, all right, well, we're okay. I mean, look at these guys. They're raking. He can't be, right?
He's not. No, he's not. And last week when I had a chance to talk to Jason Stark, and he was speaking about how they are going for it, was his quote, of what the Phillies are doing. They're going for it, and that's why they have the list of aisles that they're shopping in, from the rotation to the bullpen to the center fielder, and maybe have changed a little bit in that order where it's the rotation, center fielder, and the bullpen, because now the bullpen, as we've seen outside of familiar, of course.
Get
everybody.
rid of
Right.
him.
So everybody, but that order, Jay. So maybe that is something that we look at, that they are going to go with the rotation and they are going to go with the center fielder position, potentially maybe two of them, and feel the need here for this team going forward. He's going to do something, Bob. He's not going to sit there and not do anything.
Yeah, getting this Edmundo Sosa during the weekend, Jamie, as you said, it gives you 6 middle infielders.
Yeah, what are we doing? So
what are they doing?
I think Didi.
Who's going to take Didi?
I think
you think just drop him.
Yeah,
FAM?
I think at this point. I mean, what the hell's he bring you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, he was.
You're just gonna have to take it on the chin. It's probably like $6.5 million he's owed for the remainder of the year. Just take that one and see you later, Didi.
He's the definition of warning track power now. Like, when he gets a hold of one and you get excited, it's beginning of the warning track and that's it. He can't drive the ball anymore. He doesn't have that relationship with Joe Girardi anymore.
No.
So there really isn't. I have no problem putting. And Pat, you like you know and like the younger guys a lot more than us maybe. Bryson Stott, you're okay with every day it's short, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Rest of the year, it's yours.
Yeah,
playoff push, whatever.
He's your future, so you'll take the good with the bad there.
Yeah, and it seems like he's starting to get a little more confidence at the plate. Like,
he does look more comfortable,
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Second half, maybe they needed the break, whatever. But it seems like the bats are going a little bit right now for your fight. And 6 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. I don't know what it was about this weekend. Now, it's easy because it's a 4-game sweep, but my confidence level, again, and Pat, if you want to repost that, what my feeling was 2 weeks ago, now might be a good time to do it.
No,
definitely don't.
But
I'll wait till something else happens.
This is, I don't know, confidence level's pretty good. You get that. Now, look, it's a reactive thing to, like Devon, like you said, with Falter. Now all of a sudden, do we have confidence in being a 5th starter? I don't know. It's a lefty. It's a guy you got to trot out every once in a while.
I feel like I would have liked to have seen it a little bit more consistently from him in his previous starts, but a good one this weekend. I thought he was going to go, 5? They get him out, they go bullpen the rest of the way, 6, and that's it. But he showed something, but does that stop me from wanting another for the rotation? No, it does not.
I think personally I want bat more than I want starting pitching.
I do too, but
yeah, if I had to
my
rank
answer.
them. I mean, I definitely have interest in some. I've heard Madison Bumgarner's name talked about a lot.
That's gross.
Just amongst fans and, kind of Twitter and all of that. I think he still has a year remaining of money. I'm not really looking for something like that with, decent money remaining on a contract. But he is one of the most successful playoff pitchers of all time. So adding that as a 3rd or 4th starter, I could be pushed into being okay with that. But yeah, I think there's some starting pitching that's definitely going to be looked at.
Why is he gross? Just done with, Pat?
Yeah, I think he's just cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember he signed that deal with Arizona. I thought that was gross when he signed it. Don't think he's lived up close to it. Yeah, I'm
no, but he's having a bounce back year from. I mean, last year he was trash bag. Last year he was trash bag water. This year he's got a sub-4 ERA. The reason you would get him is because once he gets to the playoffs, he becomes, big game Madison. It's Mad Bum. I mean, he's literally statistically perhaps the most successful playoff pitcher of all time. So there's definitely some interest to a guy like Dombrowski with him, I would think, because of that element.
Sure.
Yeah, and that does make sense. Last year when they traded for Kyle Gibson, that the track record with him was former 1st-round pick who never amounted to anything with the Twins, signed a 2-year deal with Texas, and all of a sudden he flipped the script. So at the very least with Madison Bumgarner, he has a track record of being successful. So it does kind of fit the narrative.
Now you got Kyle.
He does have 2 years remaining, though.
Does he really? At how much? About
20-something?
18 next, 14 the following.
Yeah, that's
tough. I mean,
that is tough.
It's not my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but eventually,
I know.
Middleton's going to go, okay. I mean, there is a breaking point.
But if he helps you win a playoff series, it's probably worth it to him.
I would think so.
It's been a long time.
I mean, the Mariners pushed in this weekend trying to go for the playoffs. We're going to get into that a little bit later, what they did. Did they set what the Phillies should be looking to do? That's a team that hasn't made the playoffs since 2001, and the Phillies are the second. So something has to happen. Siptopia, welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, or try the new frozen coffee and frozen refreshers. Gotta have a Wawa. All right, so in Pat's Takes today, he wants to talk about maybe a little bit of pressure on somebody local.
This is Pat's Point of View. Here's Pat.
Hi, guys. It's me, Pat.
What's up, Pat?
Nick Sirianni. I was just thinking about this weekend. The pressure that this guy is going to be feeling this year. Like last year, I don't feel like he felt a ton of pressure. He felt pressure because he's the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. But in the grand scheme of thing, he was coaching a team that nobody expected to do anything with. And even when they fell behind, and even when they left Las Vegas and they were one of the worst teams in the league, and it looked like they were just completely lost, people reminded themselves of, all right, well, you got 3 first-round picks. It's all about next year. It's all about the future. It's all about building this team up. What'd you really expect in year 1? And obviously then he goes off and he rattles off that win streak and makes the playoffs and everything, and everyone's happy with his performance. But last year I felt like he couldn't really do anything wrong to lose the job. There wasn't any scenario where he was going to come out and be so inept where we were going to Cleveland Browns this thing and fire him after 11 months. He felt no pressure last year, at least not a ton. This year, there's going to be a legitimate pressure on this guy. Like, Bob, you brought up, you think they're going to win 12 games. And nobody was really laughing at you because of that. It's like everyone looks at the roster and goes, that's very believable. How he went out there and got this guy players and got his defensive coordinators players that he can actually work with instead of last year, which is, he basically had nobody that he handpicked. Jonathan Gannon now has players that he wanted. I wonder how Nick Sirianni is going to handle the pressure of Philadelphia, because now that the onus is on winning. Now we're looking at it like not only do you win the division, but you have to win a playoff round. And we are expecting him to do all this with a quarterback that not a lot of fans have a ton of faith in. So I wonder if he's going to feel a little bit of pressure this year.
Well, it's funny. He just comes across. Yeah, and I was listening to his press conferences this weekend. He just comes across like he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't care, because that makes it sound like he doesn't care about coaching. But he doesn't care about reaction of people.
He doesn't care what people think about him, because he's just out there being, if that's who he truly is, being himself. It is his personality is one, of course, that you talk about because he's so out there and all of that. But in the end, if he wins, then it'll all take care of itself. And, Pat, I don't disagree with you that there is pressure, because we know when it goes with the head coach and the quarterback, and we know the quarterback has a ton. Well, I think the quarterback has a ton of pressure on him. The head coach is out there continuing to be himself. And the other thing is this. If Shane Steichen is going to be the offensive coordinator calling the plays, and he's just focusing on being the head coach, right? Now let's see how he does versus last year, where we thought all of that was him with the offensive coordinator play calls, and now he's just out there coaching the entire game. So curious to see how it all goes, but there's definitely pressure on him when you cannot take a step back from where you were a season ago, which was a playoff team.
Yeah, I wonder how he deals with real pressure. I think last year he might have looked at it like, I feel pressure because
first time.
First time going around the diamond there, and then it's like you got your locker room kind of questioning what you're doing. But now he's going to deal with pressure from the fan base as well. And you kind of saw Doug crack under it a little bit towards the end of his tenure here when he was getting snippy with the media. It's like, it's a very similar situation. Doug had no real expectations year 1. And even year 2, Doug didn't really have a ton of expectations. The expectation year 2 was getting into the playoffs. Nick Sirianni's dealing with higher expectations in year 2 that Doug Peterson did.
You think he feels it at all, James? Or do you think he's kind of a guy that's not something that overrides his day?
I don't think it overrides his day, but I think he'll feel it. I mean, I think any human in that spot would. Just the Miles Sanders thing, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
From the weekend, he apparently turned to the media and was like, guys, he's with the first now.
Yeah.
In a not joking kind of manner. So, even that is just a little bit of media pressure already. After less than a week in camp, he's already annoyed at some people that are... Because apparently he didn't even know.
Well, is he annoyed?
I think that's a little annoying.
Okay, because
it's usually, third day of practice? Yeah, that doesn't really speak for that much.
But we also, maybe you're right, but he just handled it a little bit differently, where he'll have a Jalen Hurts T-shirt one day, or a
So is it Miles Sanders T-shirt today?
And maybe it's a Miles Sanders T-shirt or something going forward. to stand up for him. So he's done this before. He just did it in a different way.
Yeah.
With the T-shirt, standing and yelling at you in your face. Now I'm yelling, hey, he's with the first team now.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal, but I think he's going, like, what the hell, man? It's the third day of practice. Like, we're just rotating. Like, really? This is what you're tweeting about?
Well, he hears everything, right?
Yeah.
So does that lend to pressure maybe being on him a little bit
I just
more
think
if you know everything that's
he's
being
going,
said?
oh, damn, they're watching everything.
I kind of think that's the kind of guy he is, though. He does check everything out.
Yeah.
And maybe he heard Miles Sanders say it,
Well,
and
he
he
was
was
asked
backing
about
him
it.
up. Yeah,
And he
so
said
he's
he was
gonna back
told
his
by
butt.
the PR staff before he went out there it was going to be a question.
I think we would all hear Miles Sanders say it because he talks too much.
Yeah, we are going to get into Miles Sanders a little bit later on. It's one of the, I mean, look, training camp, you're always going to hear goodness out of pretty much everyone. Although, man, I saw highlights of Kyle Hamilton and the Ravens.
Oh, he got smoked. I saw that, too.
Did you see
and the
his tweet,
comment
though?
was, he looked stiff.
Yeah.
He no, what was his tweet?
His tweet was something about I'm trending on Twitter. He had a laughing emoji at the end of it. I'll try to look it up.
Yeah, I mean,
quickly.
it's practice.
It is.
Yeah, he's like, settled it. Yo, I'm getting fried on this app right now with a crying, laughing emoji 10 hours ago. So he's having fun with himself.
That's cool.
Good.
Yeah, maybe it was just the one play that we all saw, but he's like, wait a minute.
I had a pretty good practice
pretty good
outside
camp
that one play.
so far. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter and training camp is, something I'm going to get into later. But to that Kyle Hamilton thing, he could have been excellent for every other play.
Yeah.
And
Well,
one
we
video
saw
goes
that.
viral, and now everybody thinks he's a bust.
Yeah, they could have been laughing at each other on the line, and he was laughing with his eyes closed when the guy started taking off. Whatever. But is there anything that has stuck out to you or that you make a mental note of so far, Eagles? Because so far it just seems ho-hum, normal stuff. I haven't heard anything spectacular. Yeah, I mean,
how quiet
right?
it is, I guess, because of the fact that we think this team is really good, like Pat was talking about, and no one's talking about them right now. Normally, camp is all in your face. Everything's in your face, and right now, we're not. We're talking.
Is quiet good?
We're mentioning it, and we're not really talking about it. So quiet is good for right now. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
think
with that.
quiet's good.
You know what's not going to be quiet? 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's right. It's the big premiere, the best show ever, with Tyrone Johnson, Hunter Brody, Ricky Bowe, and Jen Scordo, starting today at 2 o'clock. Make sure you tune in for that. This is the John Kincade Show. We're filling in for John today. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Devon Givens. We're Pat Egan. Coach Camille's here also. We're all hanging out. Thanks for hanging with us. When we get back, Jamie is a little ticked off about this Eagles training camp, but it's not what the Eagles are doing. It's pretty much what everyone else is doing surrounding it. This is the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show
You're a middle-aged man. You can't be a DJ.
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again. To keep your home cooling more efficiently and save you on high energy bills, I suggest you go Guida and finally replace your old, drafty, inefficient windows and doors with my good friends at Guida Door and Window. Hi, it's Ricky Bowe, and right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and the pay it off interest free for up to 12 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guida today to take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
An esports dynasty is in the making as the Apex Legends Global Series crowned Australian team Dark Zero as the champion. This is the team's second championship in a row, and this time Dark Zero will take home $500,000. The Australian team struggled to find their momentum in the beginning of the grand finals, but were able to find their footing, securing a victory in first place. Dark Zero is now the top Apex Legends team in the world, and it's very possible that they could snag a third consecutive title in the future.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money you get on a reloadable, prepaid card for doing a good deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and donations are needed now more than ever. The donation process is a lot like donating blood, with a nice chunk of change in your pocket when you're done. As a thank you for your time, you don't need an appointment to donate. Walk-ins are welcome.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Hey, I'm Matt, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
Start your day with the Chick-fil-A Chicken Biscuit, available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
Did you know that shapes have sounds? This is the sound of a square. Because it's Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef served up on those hot and juicy hamburgers. And this is the sound of a circle. Not the Arctic Circle, but a circle of frozen beef that's flash frozen somewhere else. And this is the sound of a triangle. Anyway, when you want hot and juicy hamburgers, go for the square at Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the brakes.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Thanks for joining us. Hello to all the YouTubers out there. People reminded me on YouTube, Coach, don't forget to give the Union a little bit of love this morning. Another great game by them Saturday night, 6-0 win. Coach, did you go?
I was not there, no.
What's that, 6 in a row now?
It's 5 wins in a row, but 6 undefeated.
Yeah.
They had a tie there before that.
They beat that ass.
There was some ass beating going on there on Saturday night.
Their goal differential the month of July is crazy.
I don't even know if they've given up a goal in July.
They put up a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, I think, right?
Yeah, they went for 2. And it just didn't happen. So
give the ball to Mailata.
Yes, they can. They
Coach,
can just go for 2.
Your thoughts?
How about Andre Blake, their goalkeeper? 10 shutouts.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Best goalie in the league.
Or clean sheets.
They got their first goal, this kid McGlynn, 19-year-old, threw, I call it an outlet pass, which is not proper terminology, but he had an unbelievable long ball that wound up 2 passes later turning into a goal. Coach, he might be the best 19-year-old I've ever seen, and he might be like only a little bit ahead of the other 19-year-olds on the Union.
What, Aronson?
Yeah.
Aronson's good. Sullivan's good.
Yeah, Paxton Aronson and Quinn Sullivan. Quinn Sullivan had a goal, too. Both from the Union Academy.
His grandfather,
Homegrown.
Quinn Sullivan's grandfather, was my kid's high school coach.
Is there any other like future kids in the Union Academy we should be looking out for? Like, anyone that maybe might be close to the show that we should keep our eye on, Coach? I mean, I know you're dialed in with this. Like, I'm not, so I'm just asking as a quasi fan.
Yeah.
Anybody you think's coming through the pipeline?
There's a young 10-year-old named Cameron Camille who's over there, looking pretty good now.
I like him. His father is
yeah, a little bit of a jerk.
Carl Lindros type.
Worse. Yeah, the worst.
Wow, really?
That's
Is
what
that
people
bad?
are saying
That's
on the
bad.
Union message
Is
board.
worth traveling far and wide?
Far and wide. He's the soccer version of Marv Marinovich.
And Brendan Aronson had an absolute dime this weekend in the EPL action. So
Did he really?
The Union and the Academy are thriving. Yeah.
How old is Brendan? He's early 22,
23 maybe.
Wow.
He's in his ery 20s.
But yeah, he's playing in the EPL, so you can catch him on TV a lot more this year.
South Jersey boys, watch out for him coming over from Medford and getting it done. Getting it done, Pat.
He's 21.
Yeah, for Leeds.
Oh, he's only 21?
Yeah, that's crazy.
His brother's 19. There's some talent going on there. Devon, do you like watching Union games at all?
I've gotten into them, yes, over the last year.
They're
Yeah,
fun.
So it is
He
fun.
works with Tyler, so he's going to hear about it regardless. So he
Yes.
probably figured, well, why not just
Might as well
dive
get
in?
into it. And I like Jim.
Yeah.
He's great,
It
too.
was funny because Coach said to me this morning, we were talking, he said, I guess you didn't tune in on Saturday night. I said, don't tell me you're talking Union because we got home from the shore around 5:30, ate dinner. I went downstairs by myself and turned on both the Phillies and the Union.
It's good work
and
by
watched
you.
them both. Yes. Union was just absolutely killing it. So fun times there. What isn't fun for Jamie Lynch is fun for other people, though. Jamie's a little bit annoyed at what's going on at Eagles training camp, but it has nothing to do with the Eagles. So in the Lynchpin, he's going to tell us what's up.
This is the Lynchpin.
Yeah, I think this has become the most or the least enjoyable training camp of my life. I don't know if it's strictly social media and the reactions to it. Maybe people not being able to get down there and watching it. Whatever it is, I just can't wait until it's over. Like, I do not like training camp anymore. I used to love it, and now I'm just kind of turned off by it. I think it's the overanalyzation. I think there's some people that have clear biases from stuff I'm seeing down there. I don't feel like it's that impartial anymore. Now, there's a core of guys, like the main core, that are fine. There's some outliers that I think are influencing the way I feel. Your Zach Bermans, your Tim McManus.
T-Mac.
Yeah, like Jimmy Kempski's of the world, Jeff McClain's. They're not really too much into the crap to go get retweeted and likes. I think social media is turning me off of Eagles training camp. I think it's like repulsing me, actually.
All right, well, let's step back a little. What did you like about training camp before? Like, because we weren't
First
getting
was
there.
access to it.
Okay.
So I lost that. So,
Right.
I mean, that was a while
Of
ago.
actually, as a fan, being able to go and
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could get a credential and get down there if I really wanted.
But again, as a fan,
But it's not like, I don't know. Going as a credentialed person isn't that cool to me. Like, you can't really talk. People are working. You can't. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
Other than to get my eyes on the players. So it lost that. Now I just think it's overanalyzed. Like, it's practice. We don't know what they're working on. Like, even D. Gunn, who's not one to get into this. I believed his report. His report was from somebody earlier that Jalen Hurts struggled, and then, the players have to come out and defend him. And it's like, well, Jalen Hurts might have been working on his footwork that day, or might have been working on a new release point or something. Like, it's not an indication of much.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
guys have gone out and lit training camp up and then look like they don't belong in the league on the first Sunday of the season. I don't know. It's overanalyzed to a point that it's turning me off.
Well, I looked at it a little differently. I looked at it like I don't seem to be getting the same. Now, I don't know. I don't know if they don't allow cameras in as much as they used to. I just
you only
think
get like 15 or 20 minutes of camera access when you're down there, I think.
So I think the information that we used to get, although we get more of it now, the information that we used to get before was better. I don't know how to put it. I know what you're saying.
Like it's too much. It's like watered down to the point. It's like the boy who cried wolf. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I just don't believe what I read much anymore.
I feel like training camp has become a hotbed for bad journalism to get retweets and up their brand. And I'm not talking about like the D Guns and the Jimmy Kempskis and the Bermans. Like those guys are legit, but there's a lot of guys that the Eagles will give a press pass to that go out there looking to get a hot take tweet because they know it'll blow up on Twitter and they will get a bunch of follows out of it.
So here's a perfect example.
And that's annoying.
Somebody started a fake account this weekend under the name like Dave Cowan or Cohen or something like that. And it was proudly covering the Eagles beat since 2022, employee of 97.5 The Fanatic. And the only reason I saw it was because Jimmy Kempski was laughing at it because he put out some, tweet about Jalen Hurts struggling throwing an interception or something, and it got like 3,600 likes. 3,600.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Kempski was like, over 3,000 likes, LOL. And I was like, Jimmy, I work at the station and pretty much know everybody there. Never heard of this guy. Sure enough, the account gets shut down because it was a fake one. But that just, like, one guy that nobody knows who he is, he has less than 200 followers, puts something out there, and it almost gets 4,000 likes. Yeah, like that. This is all. It's just all adding to this like crap.
Well, Coach told me he's going to be the new.
He's taking my spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
we didn't want you to find out. But Dave Cowan in the morning coming to the Fanatic.
Is he going to join the best show ever?
No,
also?
he's joining our show.
No?
I just told you.
I said also. Maybe he could do both because that is debuting today, 2:00. Best show ever.
But you kind of get like.
I get what you mean. Like I have that fence thing about it where look, reporters have a job to do.
Yes.
But I think they hide by that too. I think too many reporters hide behind the. Well, I'm just doing my job. Like full damn well what you're doing.
Well, it's also like, what do you want to read? There's an audience for the.
I want somebody to take in practice, talk to coaches, talk to players, and come out with an informed opinion.
Right.
Not like live streaming the diarrhea that is a practice.
So, like, Devon, here's how I go about my reading of coverage of the Eagles. I skip all the glowy stories. Here's the 6th-round pick whose, mother was a professional athlete. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I skip them. I go right to the Jeff McClain's. Here's what happened at practice yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's a solid, for 4 days now, it appears as if Jalen Hurts is getting used to A.J. Brown using his size and strength on people. Yep. How do you go about it?
So I do the same thing. And again, with everybody out there, since there are so many people under this one umbrella, I just go to the ones that I feel like I trust and I get the best information from. Tim, Jeff McClain, Zach Berman, and as you said, Jimmy Kempski. I'll go to those because I feel like that's what I want. I don't want all of the other stuff. So if we do see a video of Kyle Hamilton, if he was a bird and getting destroyed, it's like, okay.
It's one play.
And then I'll move on from it quickly.
Right.
And I want to hear, like we saw a Jalen Reagor touchdown early on. All right. Cool.
Cool.
But then I'll move on from it and go back to what I really want to see, the informed opinion, the ones that I know are going to be in there doing their job. And not, yes, they are also doing it because the clicks are going to come their way, but that's not their sole purpose of doing their job and being there as well.
But it's funny. Everybody has an audience, right? So I think the four of us pretty much agree that the audience that we are to the Jeff McClains, to the Zach Bermans, to the guys that are just, nuts and bolts. Here's what's going on. No BS included. But the guys that have the, Jalen Hurts on a 5-step drop only went 4.5. This is going to be a real concern.
Yeah.
The guys that do that, but they have the audience. That's what's annoying.
But maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that they have the
hear
audience.
Yeah, but to their companies, it's not annoying,
No,
I guess.
not to their companies. But
No.
I don't know. It's just, it's become something I don't enjoy anymore.
And it's football.
And it's football.
So you jump in on the right sport.
Yeah.
Well, football.
I want to love it.
But they want to love it too. And they want you to love it too, their coverage. So they jump in on the
doing
sport
the opposite.
that they know they're going to pull people in if you do the one thing. It's just that one thing that's going to get. And Jalen Hurts right now is a burning topic.
Now, the easy answer for you, James, is don't follow those people then.
I know, but I shouldn't have to.
But they end up on your timeline.
Yeah,
anyway.
I hear you.
They'll find their way.
Yeah, they will
Dave
find
Cowan
their way.
got 3,600 likes. That's just going to populate on people's timelines.
Like I saw, Jim, who's the guy from like Sweden that does a really good job of like breaking down videos? And
Tomas Peterson?
Yeah, so he had a really good tweet that was basically like, how are we supposed to, Jalen Hurts is out here trying to improve his game. and we don't even know if he's working on things because he gets nitpicked by these, and I use this term loosely, these beat reporters that'll tweet out his 11-on-11 drill. And Bob, you brought this up last week. Maybe he's like working on something. Maybe that's not his normal game regimen. Maybe he's simply just working on a new route, or they're trying to force the ball.
Or maybe they're working on the defender jumping routes.
Like he can't win.
We don't know.
He can't win because these beat reporters, and they start popping off with their thumbs. And once again, not all of them, but like some of these guys out there, the bloggers and whatnot, it's just, they're out there to up their brand. That is it.
All right. Well, this is a safe space, and thanks for letting me vent. Because it's.
I'm with you, Jamie.
Jamie, we're here for you, buddy.
It's not the same as it used to be. Maybe that's me in my old age and having more bills than ever, or what.
The funny thing is, it's not the same as it used to be. You're getting more of everything, but we don't like it.
I don't want more. I want precision.
You can control that, I would guess, right?
I try. I only read guys I trust. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's too much thought. There's too much analysis.
We're talking about practice, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you on that.
But we all love it.
But
I used to.
And look, those guys, whether we know it or not, we rely on it. I mean, God forbid Jalen Hurts goes down with an ankle. We're going to be the first to hear about it from those guys. But yeah, that I do approach. It was funny when you were when you sent this yesterday, James. I was thinking of that way too. Like, I wonder how people follow Eagles training camp. Do you go in and read all the stories? And a lot of them are great stories about, the underdog that might make the roster, or the running back that used to be a defensive end, but now he's a running back. I kind of don't. I mean, I look more at as you said, James, the bread and butter of it all. And Devon, you're pretty much that way too.
And think about this too. Whoever said this person was whose account got deleted, but there are others, as Jamie talked about. This is their time to shine now. During the football season, it will be the guys that you mentioned.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it, yeah.
And that's part of it. So they need to get in while they can and strike while the iron is hot at this moment, because they are not going to be able to have that same type of access and coverage to the team. You're just not.
Yeah.
And Bob is covering the Sixers for all these years. I come in and just want to put up videos and all, and everybody's jumping in on my stuff. But, you're putting up hard work and you're writing your stories. But during the basketball season, when my access gets cut, then what? Then what am I going to do? So
yeah,
I think that plays a part in it too.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Getting in it right now, because it's going to stop in a couple of weeks.
Good.
Yeah.
And the other thing from camp, can I not read another Gardner Minshew story?
I'll tell you what, you brought that up this morning.
I've seen like 5 pieces on this dude about how weird he is and how hard he works and this and that. I don't give a damn.
Backup quarterback, man. And he's interesting to people.
Yeah, he's kind of interesting to me. It seems a little try-hardy, but maybe he's that weird. I just don't need more Gardner Minshew pieces.
What was your question this morning? It was something like, is he annoying or is he just a try-hard? Was that how you posed it or whatever?
Or is it genuine, or is he being a little bit of a try-hard? I think it's a combination of the two. I think he's genuinely kind of that weird.
We literally work with that in Connor. Like we've all thought that with Connor. Of like, is he trying too hard, or is this just him?
Did you hear what he had this morning, Pat? You missed this one.
No.
So for background for people, Gardner on the two things. Gardner Minshew talked about how he lived in a van for 5 months,
he hooked it up
to a gym so he could watch TV, and he showered in his underwear outside.
Come on, man. You can afford a nice apartment.
And what's he doing?
Yeah, come on.
You know what he's doing?
You know what I mean?
Going right back to being the backup to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Okay, you guys criticize him, but he's being smart with his money. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then so Connor has a style of I could hit Westbrook if he tries to run through a hole. I could tackle him. I could beat T.J. McConnell 1-on-1. He says he could strike out Ricky Batalico. Today, Pat, he came in and said if he was asked to do 10 minutes of stand-up comedy, he thinks he could nail it.
With preparation.
Like, this is a prime example. Like, we're working Gardner Minshew about, and we literally work with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wouldn't be able to get through 5 minutes. He would tell one joke, it would bomb, and he'd go, oh, crap, I got 9 more minutes.
Is there anybody at this station?
Nowhere to go after that?
Anybody at this station, Devon, you think could get up for 10 minutes?
Well, I know Tyrone did it.
That's right. Tyrone
many times.
He did do it.
So,
that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go with the easy answer there.
There it
Tyrone.
is. Yeah. I heard you ask a question the other day when you were filling in for Anthony, I believe, or
Mike, the afternoon
show. Yeah. Who could hit a ball out of the ballpark if we had a home run derby contest among the station? Not hit it out.
Yes.
Who would win a home run derby contest?
Yeah,
Jane, your name was brought up.
Where they put like the fence.
Yeah, like a
not
little
the
league.
real
whatever.
MLB.
Yeah,
Little league. Yeah.
Softball or fast pitch?
No, we were going like it was home run derby contest time. So
'Cause
somebody
the
that's
Kyle
going to float
Schwarber
it in
stuff,
for you.
So I was like, well, who would be here? I asked Tyler who would be that guy. Pat's name came up as a baseball guy.
Saltunis would do pretty well.
Connor and you.
Saltunis, Connor, and Jamie, I think, would be the front runners.
And Anthony because of the strength.
Anthony because of the strength.
Yeah, if he gets a hold of one, look out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you guys were the front runners on that one.
No,
I think Saltunis and Connor would do better than me.
I was
just because they've played fast pitch more
Yeah,
recently.
but I was thinking more because you.
But if I
know,
get a
your
hold
power,
of one, I could.
Yeah, and it's not fast pitch. It's just like me throwing
meatballs.
Yeah, meatballs for you to try to hit out.
I think
so.
we do all right, Bob. I think we do okay.
Yeah, if I could get my back straight.
I was going to say, you're not swinging any bat right
and
now.
I have to apologize because
No
some
golf
people,
either then. No
yeah,
golf.
to the people on YouTube. I have a pinched nerve in my neck, and it is causing me just uncomfortableness. So if you see me, stretching around and doing stuff, that's why. It's just something that's a pain in the ass that's up in my neck. So I do apologize.
Pain in the ass in your neck, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? But and this thing won't go away. If
What are
anybody
you
has
doing at
any
home, Bob?
advice, give me some, please, because I can't get rid of this thing. But Devon, sad news over the weekend.
Yes.
And it's so funny. I sent my stuff in yesterday to Coach. So we all send ideas in for the show to Coach the day before. And I thought to myself, I'm going to send this in, but I know Devon's going to be right on top of it, and that is about the passing of Bill Russell.
Yeah, so sad news. Listen, none of us like the Celtics. We don't respect the Celtics because they are the Celtics. But when it comes to Bill Russell, I think there's a different conversation when you bring his name up. Somebody that wasn't just the greatest winner of all time, as they call him, with the 11 titles, Bob, right?
Yep.
11 championships. Yep. And he kind of gets lost in everything. But before we get to the how we talk about measuring winning and all, we know it's not just about basketball. It's about the activism, the civil rights advocate that he was, the outspokenness and the pioneer that he was, demanding better from so many people. And the best part about it, too, he called people out on it. He didn't just say it. He was about it, and he would call people out about being better entirely, with everything going on in the world and treating people as equals. And then when you get to the basketball part, we bring up so many things about the argument of the top players of all time, whether you exclude centers because they have their own list or you just simply don't have them at the top. How do you measure winning? He has 11 championships, but we talk about Michael Jordan being number one with 6. All right, but we understand why he's up there. LeBron James is second. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be in there. Kobe Bryant gets elevated to number 4 maybe, and then Magic and Bird and all. But some forget about Bill Russell, and I'll ask you, Bob, first, how do we measure winning when we know he was that good? He wasn't necessarily an offensive guy, but defensively talked about as one of the best defenders of all time, and he won. So how do we measure winning?
It's a great question. I don't know. I think we're an individualistic society. Michael Jordan is the greatest. Why? Because he went 6-0 in championships. That might not be everybody's number one reason.
Yes, there's other stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
It might be on a younger person who watched Jordan play. That might be the 4th or 5th reason why they say he's the greatest of all time. They'll go to the acrobatic moves and his scoring titles and all those things. Like my high school basketball coach who just missed out on the NBA, last cut of the Sixers. He without question, and this is a funny story, he says Bill Russell's the greatest of all time.
See?
And I was in an elevator with Bill Russell in Houston one time during an All-Star weekend, and it was just me, him, and 2 other guys who weren't really paying attention. I just turned to him and I said, Mr. Russell, my high school coach always told me that you were the greatest ever. He put his hand on my shoulder and he says, he's not the only one. And then that laugh erupted, his famous laugh.
Yeah.
But it's a great talking point. He said in an interview, he said, look, I had great players around me. I could dribble, I could shoot, I could rebound, I could do whatever I wanted on the floor. But I realized that I couldn't because I had great guys that did it better than me, dribbled better than me, scored better than me. So therefore, I concentrated on defense and rebounding. He did what he had to do for his team to win those 11 titles. James, should that be considered the greatest of all time?
I mean, it's hard to argue against it. I guess the argument against it is the league's kind of better today than it was back then, so it was more top-heavy back then. I grew up with my father always saying there was one man that could keep Wilt Chamberlain in check, and that was Bill Russell.
Yeah.
So, I always grew up with the lore of Bill Russell and just seeing him hop around the court and grab every rebound imaginable. I wish there was a way you could, cryogenically freeze these people and put them in today's league and see how their game would be adjusted. And you could actually, just drop them in decades and see how they'd perform. Because I'd love to see him in a more modern era of basketball, in color TV. But, yeah, 11 rings is 11 rings.
Yeah,
I still don't put him at the top. Number one?
No, but it's got to get you in the top 5.
He's always in the conversation like he should be, but how do we really look at winning? And you hate to bring something up like this after his passing, but it kind of highlights it again.
11 rings is insane.
That's not easy.
5 MVPs on a team that had multiple Hall of Famers. You could say, that's why he had multiple Hall of Famers. Now, as
so
Jamie
do a lot
put
of
it,
winning teams.
Yeah, as Jamie put it, the one guy that could kind of stalemate Wilt Chamberlain. So I worded it yesterday before I saw that you were going to go with this, Devon.
Yeah.
I worded it as, is he one of the most disrespected, in air quotes, GOATs of all time?
So we're basically
goats,
talking about the same thing. Yeah,
right, exactly. Because if I went to a top, and Pat, be honest on this real quick. If I asked you for a top 10 list of NBA players all time, would Bill Russell be on your list? Before he died, if I asked you last week, top 10.
Oh, okay.
Would he be on your list, Pat?
He would have been, but he wouldn't have been the first 5 to come to mind.
Right.
For my generation, I feel like he's probably forgotten just because we didn't watch him play, but also I do feel kind of like he's the forgotten great as time goes on.
That's perfect way of putting it.
Now, where does he go? Because you also think about Oscar Robertson, right? So we know Kobe, LeBron, Michael, Magic, Bird, we're already in there. So where does he fit in where he and Oscar Robertson bring them up in this conversation? Where does he fit in? Where does he belong in that list?
You got to put him. I think Oscar kind of dazzles people with his dribbling ability and shooting ability back then. But rings are what matter, right? If you win 11 times, that's far from a coincidence. I don't care who's around you.
Yeah.
That you are the staple of why we have 11 rings.
But still, when we talk about the top, we'll say Jordan, LeBron, Kareem.
That's another one who gets cuts down a little bit.
Probably Wilt.
Yeah, Wilt.
And
definitely.
then they'll go Magic, but Russell's not. He's
Duncan
6,
now has
7.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Tim Duncan's in there.
Yeah.
So where do we stop and say, okay, Bill Russell's right there?
Yeah, he should be a top 10. He's definitely a top 10, but he probably should be a top.
He's the one where
7, 5. I don't know. It's interesting.
It might just off the hip. I'd have to put him ahead of Duncan and Magic.
And it's tough because Tim Duncan, you're like, he's the best power forward of all time.
The big fundamental.
Yeah. It's a great, and we didn't even mention Shaq or any, we usually don't mention him when somebody's not here,
top
but
10.
He's there too.
I don't even know where.
I don't either. It's a great combo. And listen, you can jump in on it. Maybe you have thoughts on the passing of Bill Russell. Where does he belong in the top players of NBA all time? Good conversation. 610-632-0975. Martin Law, Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. All right, when we get back, Jamie and I want to talk about somebody on the Eagles that I think we like a little bit more than everybody else, except he might be going down on our list of likabilities. This is the John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET. Or go to NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
This should be 8x7.
When it comes to closets, Janina's home organization business runs tip-top tidy.
Is the schedule right? I'm gonna need help.
But she needs to reorganize and find a new assistant.
I know, it's your last week, but can you make sure the Hanson pantry's wrapped?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've got bugs. What's your move? A rattly can? Or a simple spritz? Bugs near your kids and pet? Will it be ingredients you can't pronounce? Ew. Or essential oils? Bother the bugs, not your family. Zevo uses essential oils, which attack bugs' biological systems, so Zevo kills bugs, plus is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly. Bug-deadly. Now at a store near you.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
If you run a small business, efficiency has never been more important. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing small business savings. Call now to get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. New business 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
This crew always says thanks for listening, and we actually mean it. The John Kincade Show continues here on 97.5 The Fanatic and streaming on the 97.5 The Fanatic app.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
All right, I saw a word this weekend. I'm trying to find it, and I never heard this word before. I had to look it up, and I learned something new. So we're going to get into that in a little bit because I have to ask you guys if there's stuff that you're still learning. This is the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Thanks for joining us. All you guys out there driving to work, whatever it may be, don't forget your phone is a radio, as Pat Egan likes to tell us all the time. So check us out however you can. YouTube people, thanks for joining as you always do. We really do appreciate you. Love your comments. Love your thoughts. Keep it up. Jamie, you and I think we're a little bit different. I know on this show we are, when the person sitting in this chair is here specifically. You and I are pretty high on Miles Sanders.
Yeah. You want to define pretty high?
All right. I'll say the way I worded it.
Because that makes it sound like we could be, thinking he's all pro.
I think that he has the talent. This is exactly how I worded it, to be a 1,200-yard rusher in this league.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So,
which isn't, by the way, anything like eye-popping.
What's that, 68 yards a game, something like that now with 17 games?
That's a solid running back in the NFL.
And you have an extra game.
Yes.
Right. So
the workhorses are getting what, like 1,800 yards, 1,700 yards?
Would you say that he's better than average?
Yes.
So would I. And maybe I would say potential to be a top 15 back in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
He's in the 20s right now, if you ask me. Today.
Okay. All right. We could go through. You're probably it's going to be oversight. Number one running backs on each team. Who are they and where does he fall there? So we'll say somewhere between 15 and 20, something like that.
Yep.
Okay. But he has a tendency, and Devon put it pretty well in the last segment, he may talk too much. And he comes out this weekend. He's pissed off at reporters because they reported that the reps that he took during practice was with the second team, with the second unit. So somebody wrote it. He comes to his press conference and says, stop writing about that I'm with the second team. Nick Sirianni then comes out and says, I didn't even know he was running with the twos. Like, we were just doing drills.
I didn't think it was that harsh because he was asked. I heard it, and they said, "What's your goal for this year?" And he said, "To get the respect I'm owed." And they were like, "Well, what does that mean?" He says, "I want stories about me being on the second team to stop." It was something along those lines. Maybe we'll get the actual audio because I didn't think it was as.
But that's one. Is he talking about more things as far as the respect goes? Because that's one story. This camp, and this is his fourth season.
He was laughing when he said it, so I think he was trying to make like that awkward joke of like, I just wanted like stories about me on the second team to stop.
Well,
he was asked about it.
Yeah. So
I didn't think he was being like a Richard or anything, is my point.
Okay, I won't go that far as being a Richard. I will say that I heard it and I was like, all right,
Come on,
why?
dude.
Yeah, as much as Jamie, you don't want to see all the stats from things. Why does he have to?
The respect thing was a little too far.
Exactly.
All right, man.
So as I said, you and I are higher on him. There's people that like Devon has him.
He's a polarizing figure. It's a bizarre
and he
case.
should not be.
Yeah, I agree
because
with you.
he's a good back, and he, like you said, he's better than average. But to be polarizing, he should not be.
Well,
at all.
That's my question.
But I don't know if it's his doing that he's polarizing. I think it's more like the fan base. Like
they want him to be good. Is that it?
I think it's either you love him or you hate him. There's not like
I don't hate him.
And I don't mean hate.
Right.
It's just like this dude's annoying kind of hate.
So can I jump in on this one as you say this, because here's always been my thing with him, dating back to after his rookie season where he surprises with the receiving out of the backfield, 50 catches. We didn't know if he was going to be a dual threat.
Phenomenal
like he was.
rookie year.
And he was fantastic.
Yeah, he really was.
Comes back year two, not as good, right? And he's making mistakes. He's dropping the football again. He's
which I still think Carson had a lot to do with. But
sure,
yes.
Yeah, but then there were ones where you just clearly do catch the football.
Oh, no, he got the yips after that.
But then if the team is not playing well, something along those lines, or if someone's talking about him or anybody, he goes to Twitter. That's where it really got me.
Yeah.
Because he was one of those players that would be, if you're not cheering for us, stay on the other side of guys.
Yes, he's very much one of
And
those
that got on my nerves. And it didn't stop with the one. Then it became the second one. Then the third one. Then he's missing games. Then he's going out of bounds when he's supposed to stay in bounds. He's fumbling the football.
Last 2 years.
And he's doing all of these things. And it's like, dude, be quiet and play football. Stop talking. You're not that good. You're good. You're not that good to keep doing this. This was my same problem with Jalen Reagor, where he's a young guy, so he lives on social media, and that's where they feel comfortable going back there and feeling like that's where they get things off their chest to say it on social media. Well, guess what? You need to understand what the situation is, time and place, and know when to press send and when not to press send.
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's the reason I brought up this.
That's my problem with him.
Yeah, as talented as I labeled that I think he could be in this league, and maybe is in this league, and Jamie, we bring up all the time, 5.3, 5.5 yards a carry. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, he was good. I thought when he came back from injury and Howard and Scott and Gainwell were playing well, I thought he shouldn't have lost his job.
Yeah.
I thought he should have come back and been the starter. Remember the conversation about that?
Yep.
And he should have been, and he got it back, and he played well. And sometimes we're like, why are you not handing him the football anymore? Give him the rock. Yeah, he had no touchdowns last year. You can't blame that on the entire coaching staff. That's on him. You can also look at some of the linemen when he is deciding I'm Barry Sanders and I'm going to cut back from the left instead of following my blocking because I think I can go to the other side and find this open space in the open field where the defense is shifted. Everything's going this way, and he gets caught. You're not that fast. This is not high school. This is not Penn State anymore. This is the NFL where these guys cover ground very fast. It's not on everyone else. Stop blaming everyone else. As Jay, you said, I want my respect to the second team. I don't think it's just that. I think it's a lot of other things that have now culminated in this. He doesn't have a contract. This is his contract year.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows he could very well be out, especially when they went and drafted a guy that's more conducive to what Nick Sirianni wants to do with the running back and Kenneth Gainwell.
Right, exactly. And that's why
in today's league, that goes with multiple running backs.
Right. In my buildup of him, that's of talking of his talent, that's what's bringing me back down on Miles Sanders is his mouth. And this, I don't seemingly, and it shouldn't, but it does. And I wonder if the coaching staff it has that a little bit too. Look, you bring up the no rushing touchdowns last year, not all on them, no question.
Not all on them.
But it's, I think there was also a trust factor there that the coaching staff didn't have with him.
Wasn't there a game where they kept Boston Scott in the game for the close with like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter? They had the lead,
that sounds familiar.
and he wasn't the back. It was early in the season.
I looked it up last year when we had this debate. There was 76 running backs that got more red zone rushing opportunities than Miles Sanders last year. So to the point in defense of him, I don't think he got a lot of those chances because Jalen, and to your point, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
I think the fumbling thing gets blown out of proportion with him. He's very average in terms of running back touches and fumbles lost and just general fumbles. But he didn't get red zone opportunities last year. His touchdowns mostly come from those big play opportunities. We'll see if that changes this year. But Jalen Hurts gobbling up, 10 or 12 rushing touchdowns a year definitely detracts from that.
Should also help him.
It could, but I think they like the north-south, style runner more in the red zone with a Gainwell or a Boston Scott that's just going to...
Or Jordan Howard.
Or LeGarrette Blount. Somebody that's just going to just go in between a guard and a tackle. So maybe that's why they don't trust him in the red zone. I think the biggest issue with him is just availability. I mean, it's 12 games, 2 years in a row. Maybe that in the back of their mind, lessens the workload for him because he's not durable.
Yeah.
He never was that 25-touch-a-game guy, even in college. I think, he would average like 21, 22 touches a game. So durability is a big one with him.
And we're just talking touches, not all carries.
Right,
yeah.
right. Running backs are becoming like starting pitchers anymore in the NFL.
Yeah, they're specialists.
Yeah, you don't look for them to pitch complete games. You don't look for them to run the ball 25 times a game.
What was weird to me about the situation from, I guess it was Friday that he was running with the twos, was Nick Sirianni didn't even know about it.
I found that odd, but I understood it.
I mean, you're
overseeing everything.
95, 100 guys, and you got a lot going on, so you're not going to know every aspect. But he didn't even know he was with the twos for an extended period of time. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, he explained it as though there's a bunch of different things going on, stations, and he wasn't at that one, I think is how it was.
Yeah, and I agree with him. I don't think it means that he isn't the one anymore.
No, but
I think he's going to have a good year. I do.
Yeah, he does have good year.
Yeah, I think he's overly criticized. I heard in the last 24 hours that he's not good at catching the ball out of the backfield. He didn't have a single drop last year. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. The year 2 years ago with Carson Wentz, it was terrible. I think, Wentz was a big blame of the pie there, and then he got the yips on top of it. So that was bad, but I thought he improved on it last year. I think Jalen Hurts throws a great ball to running backs. So I think he's going to have a good year. I really do, and it's a contract year, too.
I think they're in a great spot in the running back position. I love Kenneth Gainwell. And last year, look, he had a rookie year last year.
Yeah, he kind of fell out of favor towards the end of the year.
No question he fell out of favor. And I read a huge feature story on him a couple of weeks ago talking about his workout and all that. And he kind of, not outwardly the way that Miles Sanders does, which does get on my nerves a little bit, but kind of inwardly was just like, yeah, man, I'm after it this year. Like, it was one of those things where you read it and you're like, oh, this guy's for real. Kenny Gainwell's putting in the work, has put in the work this whole offseason. And look, he fits perfectly.
What he likes to do.
And I have absolutely no problem if something goes on with Miles Sanders. And as I stated before, Jamie and I like the abilities of Miles Sanders. If Kenny Gainwell's in that backfield, I'm okay.
Yep.
I'm okay.
Yeah, they have a good rotation going on there. I have no listen. That's my issue with Miles Sanders. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And
other
I guess
than that, we know he's a talented guy. He has to put it all together.
Yeah, he does. And, it'd be great if we could get 17 games out of him. I think that would go a long way for him in his next contract. Because to me, that's the biggest concern. I think too much gets made of dancing in the backfield. People act like he's, getting 7 and 8 negative rushes a game. It's just not the case. You don't average 5.3 yards a carry for a career.
Mine is not dancing. It's the cutback.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't hit the hole like everyone else.
But I just accept that for who he is because he has that big play ability. I go, all right, if he's going to take a couple chances every game because one of those could lead to a 60-yard touchdown run, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like
for me, I'm not.
There's different styles of running backs. That's why I think you pair him with somebody like a LeGarrette Blount type, somebody that can just bruise and go. To me,
But they
I
don't have that.
I guess they're hoping Gainwell is that. Jordan Howard was that a little bit last year. I love the Thunder and Lightning double-headed running back room.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the way it should be.
And the best is Kareem Hunt with Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
the best.
nasty. That's pretty nasty.
Right? That's the best.
But to me, yeah, if you have that bruiser in between the tackle running back to pair with Sanders, I think you got a really good running back room.
And remember last year when Sanders was hurt for a couple of games, I think Sirianni came out and said something about hitting the hole a little quicker.
Yes.
And he did it coming out, yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing, not the one thing, but that's something that I really hang my hat on. When a guy like Sanders, who appears to be, the stuff that we talked about, talking a little too much, maybe, me, all that stuff, when he's told to do something and publicly called out on it, he did it. And Jamie and I kept a real eye on it last year because Kincade was very much against Miles Sanders, the way he cuts back and all. And Jamie and I were like, yeah, but you get a 40-yard run and maybe a 2-yard run, that's okay. But anyway, when Sirianni did come out and say you got to hit the hole a little quick, he did it. And I like that about a kid. That all right, coach told me to do something, I do it. And it was noticeable last year, Jamie, right?
Well, yeah, and in a contract year, you hope. And look, the argument going forward is for another day, but if he's in a contract year and wants to listen to his coach, I mean, you're probably going to get a perfect Miles Sanders in his coachability this year, I would imagine.
Would you sign him?
If the number was right.
What's right?
I'd have to really look at the running back market. I would say like less than 5, like 4.5, 4
a
per
year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Vince Pellegrini, our friend on YouTube and our friend off the air, and Chris Miller.
I'm one that I think you should draft a running back every 2 years. Like it's just a burn in
Well,
the
after his rookie year and he had a good one, I was like, oh, J.K. Dobbins and Cam Akers are sitting there? Take him.
Yeah, like to me, running backs are kind of a dime a dozen.
Draft one every few years, and you get the Kenneth Gainwell
every 2 years. But
so
if I could keep him for a cheap number, I would.
This stat's pretty good. I can't tell if it's Vince or Chris Miller who came up with it, but Sanders had 20 red zone attempts, 0 touchdowns last year. Boston Scott, on the other hand, had 19 red zone and 7 touchdowns last year. So they had the same amounts, but obviously we see
there's context
inside 5 yards. Scott had 10 attempts for 7 touchdowns. So they're going with the bigger, stouter
there's
back.
contact to that. He's probably getting the ball around the 20 and 18, and Boston Scott's probably getting the 7 yards and in thing.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. And that might be maybe they don't trust his fumbling. Maybe they think he cuts back too much in the red zone.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason for that, but, there's a place for him.
The other thing, too, do you see, I don't know if you see it, but I know I see it when the linemen are, like, putting their hands up on the replay because they're, dude, you were supposed to follow me.
Yeah, that could be part of it, too. Exactly.
You see it a lot. I mean, Kelsey's like, yo, my man, you supposed to follow me. You would have got to the second level.
Yeah.
Who knows now what would have happened?
Yeah, so Chris Miller and Vince, thanks for that stat there. It tells a lot. The all-new Bet Parks app. This is 7 a.m. hour sponsored by Sportsbook and Casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in PA and New Jersey.
But that's weird. 20 red zone attempts for your starting running back.
0 touchdowns.
That's like, what, 1.18 a week or something?
Yeah,
it's really not much when you think about it. That's a small sample size.
And so is Boston Scott's only 19, but he scored 7 times.
And then Jalen
but all
Hurts,
7 inside the 5.
You throw Jalen Hurts in there, too. You got another running back inside the red zone.
Oh, here's a great one, too. Vince Pellegrini just sent in. Inside 5 yards. Sanders had 5 attempts for minus 5 yards. There's the dancing that you guys are talking about that probably they don't trust.
Inside the 10, they're just going to give me Boston Scott. He'll just go.
Yeah, so thanks, guys, for that one.
Pattering with the feet.
Let's go to the phone lines. We're going to get our friend Tasty Cake Dom up here. What's up, Nikki? How you doing today?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
And can I quickly say, Devon did such a great job in the afternoons. I listened every day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Bob, you mentioned the name Bill Russell, and my uncle was a high school. Bob, I never asked you. Jim Rosen, do you know that name?
Jim Rosen?
Rosa, ROSA. He was a high school ref in South Jersey for 25 years.
Oh, okay. Probably do, but yeah.
Yeah, he ref. So, he will go on and on about Bill Russell. I mean, you guys named all of his accomplishments, but the one thing he used to talk about is when Bill Russell blocked a shot, like he didn't swat it he blocked it to another teammate.
Yeah.
So they could get possession. My uncle and my dad, who were my basketball mentors, they would put Bill Russell, they would put him top 5 for sure. Greatest. My uncle said he was the greatest winner of all times.
Yeah, and look, the numbers prove it, don't they, Dom? I mean, it's out there. Devon put it out there perfectly, but it's just in generations, like Pat was saying, his generation, how much is winning matter? Or is it stylistic points? Now, I'm not taking anything away from Michael Jordan at all, but you just wonder how people look at players.
Yeah, and real quick, because he had Kuzi and Sharman and Havlicek, he didn't have to score 30 points a game.
Exactly.
He had to play defense and rebound.
And that's what he said in the interview that I was listening. Dom, thanks a lot. Have a great day. All right, buddy? Be careful out there. In the interview that I listened to, that's what he said. He said, I've quickly realized, although I could score, we had other guys that were better scorers. Although I could dribble, there were other guys that were better dribbles. Although I could pass, there were other guys that were better passers. But nobody was a better rebounder or defender than me, so that's what I concentrated on doing well.
Yeah, Bill Strobel heard what I said earlier and tweeted in, Wilt averaged 29.5 against Russell. Shut him down. I didn't say shut him down. I said keep him in check.
Yeah.
And 29.5 was keeping Wilt in check.
Yeah.
I mean, he was putting up 50 in some seasons.
And Bill, just like a little background. So I used to talk to Stan Hochman all the time.
You
about
did not keep Wilt Chamberlain in check.
Well, no, and I used to talk. Yeah. So my dad would tell me about Chamberlain. But then when I talked to Stan Hochman, who went to games of Chamberlain's, obviously, and saw him play millions of times, he's like, look, I'm here to tell you, the stories aren't false. Like, that guy was an absolute, and this was a time when Shaquille O'Neal was playing. And he's and Stan Hochman, who I think might be one of the most respected journalists that ever came in this city, would laugh when I asked him about, well, what about a big physical guy like Shaquille O'Neal? Laughed. Are you serious? He goes, Wilt would hang with him, no problem. I'm only saying this because this is somebody that saw the man play that told me firsthand stories.
Bob.
So, yeah, he was great to talk to. He was. I miss guys like that. Amtrak. They're hiring. Amtrak offers competitive compensation packages and comprehensive benefits program to meet your needs. Your future rides with Amtrak. Careers.amtrak.com. All right, Phillies, great series against the Pirates. 4-game sweep, exactly what you want. I don't care.
Do your job.
I don't care if you're playing a college team. If they count in the standings, win the games. And that's what they did. 2 extra inning games, 2 games where they scored some runs. Yesterday, 18 hits. Everybody was hitting yesterday. I think it was Saturday night I was watching the game. First 5 innings, the leadoff hitter reached base every inning for the Phillies.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, and one was a 5th inning, they got a home run. So that was good to see. Like, the bats are alive right now. So, off day today, you start a big series tomorrow in Atlanta. And it's a bullpen game. Now, Kyle Gibson's out. His grandmother died, so he's on bereavement, so he won't be there. See, but I'll tell you, I got to start this with Pat. Nobody, Pat, you'll even say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if a starting pitcher went out, you grabbed somebody from AAA and you plugged him in.
Yep.
Nobody? There's nobody that can possibly come up and instead, who's starting tomorrow? Nick Nelson?
Yeah.
Go 7 strong against the Braves
versus Strider, who's one of the top prospects,
and has who looks like Connor with the tight pants and the mustache. But Pat, just your thoughts on the whole thing, and
don't worry,
there be something else?
Falter will be going on Thursday too.
Don't worry,
as of now.
Don't worry.
Nick Nelson and Bailey Falter, 2 of 3 games. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, no, it's not good, guys. There's no way around it. It's not good. I mean, the problem is they don't have a lot of starting pitching in AAA, meaning like they have starting pitchers. They're not on the 40-man roster. And I think that's the big issue is they don't want to designate for assignment somebody or transfer them to a 60-day DL.
Right.
And lose them for one spot start. So a lot of the AAA starters that they do have just aren't on the 40-man. So they just figure, okay, we can probably get by with this. But in a divisional series, when you're throwing this out there, it's not good. Like I can stomach a Nick Nelson start. And I can stomach a bullpen game throwing out whoever, right? But I can't stomach both Nick Nelson and Bailey Falter. Like I can't stomach both of them. You got to have somebody out there, and unfortunately, they really don't. Like they're most of their pitching is in single A, high A, Jersey Shore, and Reading. Like personally, I would consider calling up Griff McGarry just to have him do a spot start. He's not ready, but he's on your 40-man. I'm pretty sure at least he's one of your top prospects. He's untouchable. Like call him up. I'd rather see him, give him one start, send him back down than see Nick Nelson for 2 innings and tax your bullpen where you're probably going to have to see Familia at some point in the series because the reality is he's not getting designated for assignment, folks. I hate to break it to you. So I'd rather see that than what they're going to do.
On the other side of that, when you start the second half of the season, you started off with Kyle Gibson against the Chicago Cubs, and there was talk, should you begin the series on the second half with your guys to begin the second half of the season with Wheeler 1, Nola 2. And I just looked at it. If you go every 5, we would at least have one of them, if not both, in these 2 games here against the Atlanta Braves if you did it that way.
If you did it that way, you would have had Wheeler against the Braves to begin with and Wheeler against the Braves in this series also.
Yes.
We talked about it last week. Kincade pointed it out.
And you had Nola only in that Braves series.
Yeah. I don't know why. I have no explanation. We were waiting for, after the All-Star break, for someone to ask Rob Thompson how come, but we never saw it. None of us ever saw if it was asked. We never saw the answer to it. I don't know. But it's like that kick in the junk, as Jamie likes to say, that you're going into a series, you've just won 4 in a row, your bats are coming alive, and then it's like you hear the little hole in the balloon and the air's getting let out a little bit because you're going with a bullpen
They
game.
should have kidnapped Jose Quintana after Friday night. Just
immediately?
You're not even leaving. You're coming with us. We need you in
And by
Atlanta
the way,
next
you're
week.
pitching on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround for you, my man.
Look, they need a starting pitcher. I think a bat's more important still, but you need starting pitching. You got 48 hours here, Dave. No, not even. 36-ish hours. Come on, man.
I want a center fielder.
I do too, but I hate this. We got to wait till the deadline.
I know. I hear you. Why not be out in front of things? And all the best deals that are made before the deadline.
Okay, but hear me out here, okay? The whole, we got to make a deal.
I don't care about best deal.
Stop. They just swept the Pirates in 4 games, all right? So hear me out. The deadline is going to be tomorrow. They start the series tomorrow. It's not going to matter. At this point, we got to stop with the narrative of they should have made a deal. They're not going to. And in reality, they've got
If they got somebody a week ago, it matters. What are you talking about?
But how does it matter though?
Because you would have gotten a start or 2 more out of them.
Oh, you're talking about start. I'm talking about bat.
Well, no, I'm talking a starter. You're going into look. I think the division race is over, but you're going into an Atlanta series where you just won 4 in a row. You're throwing 2/3 of a bullpen at them. I mean, it's a joke. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but nobody was expecting a grandmother to die.
Well, okay.
That's an act of God.
But the fact that you have nobody you can call up in a spot start is embarrassing. The fact you're here is embarrassing.
I don't think it's embarrassing the fact you're here. There's 7 or 8 games above 500?
And you're throwing 2/3 of a bullpen out. That's embarrassing.
Week is
I don't care bereavement or not. You should have somebody that you can call up. Somebody you can go to.
Nick Nelson.
Joy.
My bad. Sorry.
Well, you know what is
Let's throw out Familia. Let's start the game with him. Just get it out of the way.
Tim McManus's training camp reports at 4 o'clock every day. That's what is joy because he's one of the people that we talked about. We just love hearing Eagles news from.
Jamie, I don't hate that idea. Throw Familia out to start the game because it can only go up from there.
False sense of accomplishment for the Braves.
It's like,
and then you hit him with the real Nick Nelson.
The fact that Familia
right.
is going to be sitting in your bullpen and you know he's there and available, that's kind of like, knowing that the Bills they got to be paid, right? Like it's, okay, this is cool. We got payday coming up, which is like the 4-run first inning. but then all of a sudden, like, I got the water bill, and that's Familia. He's the buzzkill. So put him out there immediately.
Start the game with him.
I had a TV out back yesterday. My mother-in-law, 80-year-old, watching the Phillies game, and is screaming that I could hear her in the house when Familia was in the game. Rob, get him out of the game. What do you do? Yeah, she's going first name.
Get him first name basis.
He almost got Didi Gregorius killed on that ground ball, the double play that ended the game, but that's who he is. All right, this is the John Kincade Show. We're going to have some more Phillies talk and baseball talk in general coming back from both Jamie and Devon. As we said, the John Kincade Show here. He's on vacation for a couple of days. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Devon Givens, Pat Egan. We're getting it done here. Time at the Fanatic, 7:23.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. With gas prices at all-time highs, now's the time to donate.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With your donation, you'll receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher, so donate today.
This should be 8x7. When it comes to closets, Janina's home organization business runs tip-top tidy.
Is the schedule right? I'm gonna need help.
But she needs to reorganize and find a new assistant.
I know, it's your last week, but can you make sure the Hanson pantry's wrapped?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've got bugs. What's your move? A rattly can? Or a simple spritz? Bugs near your kids and pet? Will it be ingredients you can't pronounce? Ew. Or essential oils? Bother the bugs, not your family. Zevo uses essential oils, which attack bugs' biological systems, so Zevo kills bugs, plus is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo. People-friendly. Bug-deadly. Now at a store near you.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
It's back to school time, so here's a lesson in big wireless hype. Flashy phone plan deals usually don't add up to actual savings. Graduate to Straight Talk Wireless and get our Silver Unlimited plan with unlimited high-speed data and 5 gigs of hotspot data for just $45 a month. Plus, get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for only $149, all on America's best 5G networks. Unlimited data, less money, no-brainer. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. A month equals 30 days. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors. Presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Don't miss the K9 Fundraiser Car Show on Tuesday, August 26th. Hosted by the Berlin Police Department and the Berlin Farmers Market. It's your chance to meet the Berlin PD's K9s and see some awesome rides at the same time. Want to show off your wheels? Registration is just $20 day of the event. There'll be food trucks, a beer garden, and a special K9 demonstration. All proceeds benefit the Hometown Foundation. Hours, info, directions, and more at berlinfarmersmarket.com.
Russell Peters! Russell Peters, Act Your Age World Tour. Saturday, August 20th, 8 p.m. Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort.
Vegans are the ISIS of the vegetarian world.
Russell Peters.
No, that's your friend you're about to eat. All right, FaceTime a cow if you're such good friends. I want to see pictures of you and a chicken at a bar.
On sale now at theoceanac.com. Russell Peters, live.
Hellsberg Diamonds presents The Guy Who Got It Right. Tim needed an engagement ring. He did research, listened to hints from his fiance's friends.
She wants a lab-grown, oval cut, and white gold with a halo.
And he went to Hellsberg Diamonds. At Hellsberg, Tim found an incredible selection of high-quality, lab-grown, and natural diamonds. He also found the ring she really wanted.
Nailed it. She is gonna freak.
Be like Tim. Find the ring of her dreams at a Hellsberg near you or at hellsberg.com. Ask now about special financing offers.
The John Kincade Show.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Kincade taking a few days off. So myself, Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Devon Givens, Pat Egan.
I'm here with the big mic screen. Everybody's making fun on YouTube about
Overcompensating there, Devon?
Yes, orbiting the Earth. It can have a backpack, all kinds of things.
Devon's mic packs his lunch for him.
That's right.
That's good.
It's the mic.
Devon's mic has a pull-down Murphy bed.
Hey, standard issue. What do you want me to
I always wanted the Murphy bed. It's probably like the 80s and 90s sitcoms I grew up watching.
Right.
I always thought having a Murphy bed would be so cool.
The coolest. Like really,
I want my guest room to be a Murphy bed in like an office, and like it's an office during the day, but you can make it into a bedroom.
Do that.
It sounds expensive.
It sounds uncomfortable too. Like you can't have a great mattress,
Does the mattress
on a Murphy
suck?
bed, right?
I don't know. Why couldn't you?
It just doesn't seem feasible.
Why they make mattresses that get
like
shipped
an
to your
upgrade.
doorstep in boxes now?
It just seems like an upgrade from a cot, a Murphy bed to me.
But I think you can do better. It's 2022.
Probably. Do they still do water beds?
I think that's
a good question.
That passed with cocaine.
Were they in sync?
I think so.
Cocaine in a water bed?
They were in
you
bed
go get an
together.
8-ball and somebody gives you a water bed.
They were together, huh?
I think it was hair metal, water
one?
beds, cocaine, and then we got past that.
Get some water.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting,
No?
Jay.
I don't think they exist anymore. If they do,
absolutely exist.
Do they?
I guarantee you can get a water.
I mean,
bed
I'm sure they exist, but I don't think anybody's really getting them. The idea never made any sense to me.
As somebody that I don't want to say suffers, has kind of a bad back.
How could that help?
I don't see how that could be very good for you at all.
Gotta roll out of the bed.
If you have a water or had a water bed and enjoyed it, please call us. I don't see how it worked.
My
Willie
grandparents.
Z said he had one as a teenager.
My grandparents used to have one in their spare room. They got rid of it, and I didn't understand why. And then they said, "Oh yeah, like someone poked a hole in it." And
yeah, that would suck.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like you got to wake up in the middle of the night and clean it up. It's just it's too much maintenance.
Yeah, I never really understood the waterbed sensation.
And somebody tweeted me and said, cocaine never went out of style. Not cocaine, just the waterbed went out of style.
That's right.
People still love cocaine out there.
That's a shame. I wish I'd like the waterbeds better, but
Yeah, but no thanks. If somebody gave me a free waterbed, I'd rather pay for my own mattress.
yeah.
There's no
I'm
way
with you
that's
on that.
enjoyable.
No.
I bet you Connor probably has a waterbed, or at least would say, "Oh, I'd absolutely buy one."
Yeah, he's got some story about a waterbed, no doubt in my mind. It might not have been his waterbed, but it was somebody's waterbed. All right, in the linchpin, Jamie thinks something was said loud and clear this weekend, and somebody should take notice.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, sometimes a GM, at least in my idiot brain, will wait for the team to give them a sign or not. Maybe Dave Dombrowski was going to get somebody this entire time. Maybe he wasn't. But I think this 4-game series in Pittsburgh, first time they've swept the Pirates in a 4-game series since 1968. I think that was a loud and clear message to the front office of, we're good enough. Go help us. I might be reading too much into it, but I think the message from the clubhouse was sent. Those guys know. I mean, Bryce Harper, Segura should be back any day now. But Harper may or may not be. If he doesn't come back, you're toast. I mean, I don't think you're good enough to get it done without him. You're gonna need help. Whether it's starting pitching, a bat, bullpen arm, you could probably use all three. The message was sent to you by your team and Rob Thompson. Dave, go make a move, man. They're good enough. They're good enough to be worthy of a trade. It's that simple.
I agree.
36 hours. Come on.
And if you needed an example, look at what the Seattle Mariners did. They finally have a chance of making the playoffs for the first time since 2001, and they went out and got a starting pitcher because they needed to. We talk about desperation on here a lot, Devon, with John. He says, "Are you going to risk the future just to get yourself a wild card for the present?"
Yes.
I'm not saying give away all of your prospects, but I'll give away any of them to try to make my team better this year. What's your feeling on it?
Yeah, again, they're in win-now mode, and I'm good with it. This has been a long time since they've gotten in there, and they have an opportunity right in front of them. You go out there and do what you need to do and try to acquire these guys. So I have no problem with the players and the message, Jay, as you said, loud and clear, being sent to the front office to get this done. We are in it. We know we're in it, and we want to continue to play this way, but we also know we need some help. No knock on everybody else in this locker room.
No
but we
doubt.
Need help.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm good with it.
Ruben Amaro gets knocked a lot in this town. I just think his ultimate failure was not blowing it up sooner and getting better return. But think about, like, he treated prospects kind of the way they should be treated, which is, okay, can they help me win? If you have a core, a prospect, name the Phillies prospect in the last 20 years that they traded away that you went, I needed that guy.
Well, the most recent I can remember that some people had that initial reaction to was Sixto Sanchez.
And he's hurt again.
Yeah. Can't trade him. And he was hurt when he was here.
Yeah, and he's hurt again.
Yeah,
and he had spectacular stuff, but
yes,
the injury concern was always the thing with him.
I don't think many people really cared that Ruben was trading prospects, especially when you're getting, like, Doc Holliday.
No, I'm saying that was great thing about him.
Yeah, his big problem was he couldn't draft. Like, you look at the drafts of Ruben Amaro, and look, part of it was he was signing guys and losing first-round picks. But even then, he would get like a compensation pick, which is in the 30s, and he would draft Zach Collier.
All right, your Patty prospects. Who's the Phillies prospect in the last 20 years they traded away that they regret?
Carrasco, if you really want to look at it, but
that's the best they got.
But even
Travis d'Arnaud.
Even that, I go take it with a grain of salt because the Indians had DFA'd Carlos Carrasco, and they only brought him back up because they were desperate, and that's when he really took off. Travis d'Arnaud, I mean, he was traded for Doc, obviously, and then he was traded for R.A. Dickey, so he was traded for 2 Cy Young winners, but he's on his, 4th franchise, and he's okay. He's decent.
Are they honestly the best 2 names we can come up with?
Probably. I mean, because, the big piece in the
all you need to know
was Jason Knapp, and he flamed out. He had arm problems when they traded him, and he never ended up bouncing back from that.
Carlos Carrasco and Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah, the 2 guys they traded in the Blanton deal never amounted to much. The Cliff Lee deal.
Most of their guys don't account to much.
That's why I always say I'll take the known commodity over the prospect almost every time.
I want to protect the 19 and 20-year-old kids like Abel and Painter. They seem enticing. Everybody else, have at them.
Painter's numbers are absolutely insane for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Somebody had a start the other night that went 6 innings.
It was probably Painter because
it might have been.
It was him. I just saw that. Yeah,
between A-ball and high A, because he got called up to high A this year, his ERA is below 2.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And he's got 98 strikeouts in 60 innings. Okay, that guy you don't trade.
Yeah, but you don't have to trade top 3 prospects if you're not dealing for a Juan Soto. Everything that's going to happen before the deadline, I'm going to compare, right or wrong, to Andrew Benintendi.
It's right.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
That's the baseline of, okay, you need something comparable at least. if not better, because that guy went for peanuts.
Yeah, and I had somebody say to me, I think they might have tweeted me, whatever. Would you and Jamie shut up about Benintendi playing center fielder? He's not a center fielder.
You can play center
He
field
would
if
have
you're
been
an
there.
athlete.
Yeah, he would have been there.
Yeah, if you're a corner
He would have
outfielder
been
in the
your
major leagues, I don't like. What are we losing?
I think it was more Dombrowski showing you his cards that he doesn't want a rental. Like, he wants team controllable guys. I would have done the Benintendi deal because they gave up nothing for him. I mean, they gave up nothing. So I would have done it, but the rhetoric that we've heard this entire July and even looking at last year was that Dave Dombrowski's looking for guys that he can control. Team controllable guys, and it made sense. Like last year when he made the Gibson deal,
Yeah,
it was
a good
Gibson
deal.
and a closer. The closer was on an expiring contract, but the big part was like Gibson, we have him for another year. So I think he's looking at it like that.
So does Madison Bumgarner make more sense to you then?
I still want to bat.
Yeah, so do
I want
I.
a center fielder bat first. And if that's all you get, I'm okay. I mean, when Gibson comes back, I don't mind their first four. And then falters your fifth, or if
I think bat's more important too.
Yeah. I don't know. They better just do something. That's all I can say. But we're not done with the waterbed debate because Mike from Delran has something to say on it. Mike, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What do you got on waterbeds?
I had a waterbed.
I was going to say, you seem like a waterbed
You
guy.
do. I'll give you that.
All those kids.
Oh man, when I was 13, I had a waterbed, and here's something. I mean, I don't know if it's all waterbeds, but they're not. It's not like just one old giant sack of water, right? There's like 25 long tubes, and each tube's probably like 30 pounds of water, right? And if one of them break, you got to figure out which one it is. And it sucks. 'Cause I had a couple buddies over. It was like a rainy day. We were playing some PlayStation or whatever, like 13, 14 years old, and one of them popped. And it took a long time to find out which one it was. So I had to take every single one of these tubes, walk it into the bathtub, figure out where the hole was. And I said, man, F this. And I just got myself a twin bed or something after that. But, yeah, waterbeds like Coke. Bad for you.
Real quick, Mike, I was going to ask you, having relations on a waterbed, but I guess you were a little too young for that.
I was a little too young. But,
Okay.
me and myself were good friends, so it's so weird.
You're the man. Thanks, Mike. Oh, God. Yeah, Mike, if a lot of people out there haven't met Mike from Delran, but if you ever pictured somebody in a waterbed at 13 years old, I'm going to say Mike from Delran's probably your model. Yeah, so, all right, Devon, you wanted to talk about, and as we're talking about this Phillies and what are they going to do as this trade deadline now has approached, you look at a team that did something, and it makes you wonder if the Phillies are going to do it also.
So Luis Castillo, a name that was out there for trade possibility, and he goes to Seattle from Cincinnati. 4 prospects.
Yep.
Goes back to the Reds. The best being a shortstop in Novi Marte.
He was their top prospect,
the 12th
I believe.
Best prospect.
Yeah.
In ESPN's ranking, and he was the best of the 4 to go for Luis Castillo, who we know is a really good pitcher. And does that now change how much you're willing, as we have this conversation, does that change how much you're willing to give up, knowing that if you are going to go get that 3rd or 4th starting pitcher, that you have to give up 4 prospects and maybe not your top, but one of your top guys?
All right, I'll say. All right, the first Luis Castillo had 16 losses last year. Not a very good, but his ERA was
this year.
Yeah, his ERA was still under 4 last year.
Yeah.
This year he's got like a 2.96 ERA, something like that. He's under 3, I believe. I'll ask Pat Egan this question. 286.
286.
Did
And
Seattle
he's arbitration eligible for his final time this upcoming offseason.
Okay. Did Seattle overpay, Pat?
No. I don't think they did. I battle with this because I am a big prospect guy, but the reality is, I think they gave up 3 out of their top 5 prospects in the system.
Right.
But he's really good, and the odds are that all 3 of those guys aren't going to hit. Like it's happened before where, teams give up a lot of prospects, and it just seems like it's, it was a horrible trade when you look back at it. But not all of these guys are going to hit. So I don't think that they gave up all that much, considering it's the known quantity. I don't know if he actually makes it the difference. But, they're a deep system, so I battle with it. At first, I went, oh, that is a lot. And then looking at it, I went, well, look, what are the odds that all 3 of these guys end up becoming something? Mm-hmm. And I think that goes to Jamie's point of, it's like the Les Snead, like, F them picks, but switch picks with prospects. Like, a lot of times they flame out for whatever reason. And the list of former top prospects that never amounted to anything is a longer list than the ones that amounted to something. So I'll go with no, they didn't overpay.
Now, the good news is, and Pat, you'll know this better than me, I don't know if there's a pitcher that's going to be moved that's going to take the Phillies to give up 2 or 3 top prospects. Or
no, I don't think so.
Right?
No.
I mean,
it's Soto. Like,
well, yeah.
Juan Soto is it, and that's it. The issue with the Phillies right now is that Luis Castillo kind of set the bar, where if it's not 3 of the top 5, teams will go, okay, well, we want 1 of your top 5. We want 2 of your top 5. And especially if a guy's under team control, like teams really value that. I think one of the reasons why Texas traded Kyle Gibson was because they thought, okay, well, we're getting 2 guys that probably need a change of scenery, mainly in Spencer Howard, but what are the odds that Kyle Gibson has a season like he had this year? Because he just didn't have that in his career. He never had that track record. That was a career year for him last year. And he's proved to be a decent number 4, but I don't know if Arizona's willing to trade like a Madison Bumgarner, now that they're finally getting the value that they thought they were going to get when they signed him. I don't know if they just give him up for a number 6 prospect or a 7 prospect.
I'm back in on Ranger Suarez, by the way. Not that I was off. I'm back in, meaning I'm starting to have confidence in him. I think you're okay there.
Last few.
Yeah.
Starts out.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he was last year. Whatever was wrong, I think he has started to right it. So if you're... I kind of like the Phillies' first 4 pitchers. Obviously, Wheeler and Nola. And then when you have Suarez and Gibson, okay, I think... maybe you guys disagree. I think those guys are typical 3-4 pitchers, and that's fine for me. Number 5, Bailey Falter. Is he going to get better? He had, as you were saying, Devon, decent outing the other night. A left-hander. I always like to have a left-hander in there.
It just feels like you're playing with gas with him.
Yep.
It's eventually going to go bad.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's your fifth. I'd have to look at the schedule on out to see if there's maybe some fifth starter time that it's going to go 1 through 4, day off, whatever, and then you go 1 through 4 again. I don't know. But the pitching staff, I'm okay. If they don't do anything there, I'm okay.
But again,
just okay.
As Jason explained to me last week, he said that they were looking for that 3rd or 4th starter type. So they want to bump down.
Yeah,
those
Suarez
others.
and Gibson. Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah,
it seems that way.
Well, that would be great. That would be fine. I don't mind Ranger Suarez being your 3rd starter if you get into a playoff that you have that left-hander going.
Kind of break it up a little.
I mean, do you want a better right-hander? Sure, but I kind of like having that left-hander in there. But we'll see what happens. What's going to happen today, though? The best show ever with Tyrone Johnson, Hunter Brody, Ricky Bowe, and Jen Scordo. Today at 2 o'clock, making its premiere. We wish them luck. Hope everything goes well with them. Everybody out there, give it a shot. See what you think. As you all know Tyrone well. We have Ricky on the show every Thursday, so you know Ricky from television and radio. So it's going to be a good listen, going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you give it a shot. Jamie, what are the percentages that the Phillies do something before the
100%.
35 hours?
100%.
Yeah.
You both put it at 100%.
I think they do something.
Something.
Of course, we don't know which one it's going to be, but they'll do something.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something probably not nearly as exciting as we all hope, but they'll do something.
Pat, 100%?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
What's
Wow,
as exciting? What's as exciting?
He already
Juan
said.
Soto?
Yeah. I think
Get him, you coward!
I think that'd be a little exciting. I mean, Dave Dombrowski's already said, like, we're not just going to sit back and do nothing. The question is just, like, what is the price?
So does that change the Castillo thing? Does it change you for you, Pat?
Well, no. I mean, for me, no. For other teams, I think other teams look at it like, oh, okay. Well, if I'm selling, that the market's been set. It's kind of like.
So that goes to Jamie's point of you should have done something earlier.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
As you setting
Caller
the market.
Has a point. Caller has a point, but I guess. But I guess
set the market.
We found out.
Don't wait for it to be set.
But in fairness, though, setting that market for him would have probably been Abel, Painter. You know, like it would have been probably too much.
Not Benintendi.
I would have. Well, no, Benintendi, no. But we're talking about setting the market with Castillo.
I'm just talking about setting the market in general. Just being the aggressor.
Yeah, Benintendi's return is garbage. Like they should have been in on that.
I still don't understand why they weren't.
It tells me that they just weren't interested in him.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, you're stupid.
They have to do better than him now.
You're not defending them for not going after Benintendi.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I didn't want people. I didn't want people out there listening to think
that. It just showed me their hands of like they value a team controllable guy more than Benintendi.
No, I value a major league player that can help you this year too.
I don't disagree with your thinking.
Yeah.
Real estate developer Spring Garden Lending specializes in bridge and permanent loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance investment properties. Spring Garden Lending, faster than a bank, less expensive than hard money lenders.
Because if you get to the offseason, it opens up more opportunities. So you can finagle something.
I can't believe you guys are all 100% something's going to happen.
Yeah,
they have to.
Like,
I know they have. I'm not saying they don't. I'll go 95 or something, but I know it is. But I can't say I'm. I can't go 100%. I go 90.
That's why I asked, what's the something? Does it have to be
a trade? A trade. I need a trade.
They will do a trade.
Well, like last year,
they will make a trade.
I don't know if you remember last year when they
Sosa
made
just happened.
when they made the Gibson Kennedy trade. I mean, the outrage from Phillies Twitter was absurd. Like, I was blown away that people weren't a fan of that trade, considering what they gave up. And too many people, the problem is too many people don't know the farm system, so they just looked at it like, well, we've been hearing about Spencer Howard this entire time, and then we just gave him up for who? But that was a really, really good trade. And I think that this year, to Devon's point, it might be another trade where a lot of the part of the fan base goes like, I can't believe they traded Jalen Ortiz for this. When in reality, Jalen Ortiz is never going to be anything with the Philadelphia Phillies. He's not. He's like 24 years old. He has way too many holes in his swing. He strikes out too much. He doesn't walk. But he's a $4 million bonus, baby, that we've heard about for 6 years. So I think the fan base is going to be pissed off at what they get, when in reality, it'll end up being a good trade.
And that was the year they signed Jalen Ortiz with their international money ahead of
Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Fernando Tatis.
Good job.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, those things happen.
Yeah.
What are the chances? All right, 100% chance they make a trade. What are the chances that you're going to not like it?
50-50.
Yeah, that's a coin flip at best. I mean, there's a lot I can like.
Right. Well, of course there's a lot. They need an everyday center fielder. They need help in the bullpen. And they need a starting pitcher.
Yeah, so I'd say 50-50.
What kind of question is that, Bob?
Give me some good questions. Come on.
You said wow when I asked it. You acted like it was a good question.
Get out of here with that.
By the way, I have Painter's numbers from the Future Phillies Twitter account. 6 innings, 5 hits. This was from the other day. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
I like those numbers.
All right, so here's numbers on the season combined. 15 games, 1.47 ERA.
Wow.
61 innings pitched, 98 Ks.
Wow.
And
Bring
he's
him
19.
Up. Bring him up tomorrow.
Like, they brought him up to Jersey, and it took a little bit to get him to get called up to high A. Like, I thought it was 2 starts too many.
So we'll see him when he's 26?
They called him up because they didn't want to rush him, and he's having a better season in high A than he was in double A, or high A than he was in single A.
He should be going tomorrow against the Braves.
No, that's a little too soon. All right,
why not?
Calm down, War Child. Seriously.
Why not? Throw him in there.
Yeah, give him a shot.
Let's get nuts.
Back off, War Child. Serious.
All right, so listen, on our YouTube chat, Kristen from Florida, your girl, Pat.
I believe it's Kirsten.
Oh, well, Kristen from
Sally.
Florida.
I know her personally, so I call her Sally.
She starts a new job today, she says.
Good luck, Kirsten.
So we just want to wish her luck on
Good
there.
luck.
Again, thanks to everybody on YouTube for all of your great stuff.
Including
Chris
my
and Vince
mic.
earlier giving us, talking about.
the
wait,
mics.
I had a great one. Shoot, I lost
Somebody also said, why is Devon wearing a hoodie in August? It's cold in here. I keep telling people.
I keep
it's always
a
cold
hoodie in the
here.
car.
It does get cold in here. Yeah, there's no.
That's
no
why.
doubt about
When
it.
I leave, I take it off.
I've battled with them. I just work with these people. I tried to introduce them to a few nice people. They made a fool of themselves.
There you go.
Like, it's absurd.
Yeah, it is nuts. Well, listen, we get back here on the John Kincade Show. We're going to throw in a little Sixers because I had a little thought this weekend that I wanted to ask you guys about, see what your reaction might be. And also, Pat's got a point of view about something a little strange, and it's not himself. John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic, and I need to tell you, start the second part of the baseball season, turning Ks into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now new customers can step up to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Just sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I love when I win. I get paid faster than a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So go ahead and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
If you don't like it, go on the internet and complain.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET. Or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with Pico because Pico's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how Pico's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on Pico's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, like Luke here.
I'm Luke, and I live outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My favorite thing about cricket is the reliability and simplicity. There's no hidden fees or charges, no gotcha moments. Every month we get the same consistent bill and know exactly what we're getting. The tagline should be communication simplified.
Join Cricket Nation and see for yourself at cricketwireless.com. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customers paid for their testimonials. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Hey, remember how 20 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, now it's the future, and I used all those savings to buy this new hologram phone. Because, you know, it's the future, and everything is holograms now.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
It's back to school time, so here's a lesson in big wireless hype. Flashy phone plan deals usually don't add up to actual savings. Graduate to Straight Talk Wireless and get our Silver Unlimited plan with unlimited high-speed data and 5 gigs of hotspot data for just $45 a month. Plus, get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for only $149, all on America's best 5G networks. Unlimited data, less money, no brainer. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. A month equals 30 days. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
This summer, the General Building Contractors Association is reminding the construction industry and all workers to stay safe while working in the heat.
Remember 3 things: water, rest, shade. Hydrate throughout the day with electrolytes if you're working for more than 2 hours in the heat. Take breaks in cool, shaded areas and protect your skin from the sun.
Learn more about working safely in the heat by downloading Toolbox Talks at gbca.com. We're GBCA, and we're building safer together.
It's Stars and Stripes Harley's pre-owned orange tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys under the Big Tent tagged with liquidation pricing. Save $2,000 or even $6,000 at Stars and Stripes Harley's pre-owned orange tag sale. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, no problem. Stars and Stripes Harley is accepting 100% of all credit applications. Repo struck in, and the owner says 50 used bikes must go this week. You don't need perfect credit or a cash down payment. Stars and Stripes Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley-Davidson dealer in Pennsylvania. Pre-owned orange tag sale ends this Sunday. On approved credit.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? Yeah, that means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift. Or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets, all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yep, this is really happening. You're listening to us knuckleheads instead of doing something that you could be productive in.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Devon Givens, Pat Egan getting it done. Got to give a shout out, though, today for our YouTube audience that's watching. Heavy Chevy, our normal YouTube expert, is on vacation this week, so Haley has taken over. I believe it's the first time she's running it by herself, and she's doing a hell of a job.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen Heavy Chevy take off.
I think it is, too. Yeah, he was down having some fun. I forgot he was on vacation until we got into
Good for him.
So, that barely works.
I know. He's a slacker.
Guy comes in, presses a couple buttons, and leaves.
He sells it good, though.
He does, yeah, he does. Chevy's the perfect locker room guy because he's one of those people that everybody goes to and starts talking to him about, complaining or whatnot. And in reality, he doesn't give a rat's ass about any of our complaints or our stories or whatnot, but he puts on a good face and he listens. And that's really important.
Yeah,
you need that in a work environment.
You do. You are correct, Pat.
Like I find myself talking to Chevy about stuff, and I'll just stop in the middle of the story and be like, "You don't care about this," but he makes you feel like he does.
He does,
and it's really appreciated.
It is, and I'm glad that you put that out there, Pat, because you're not usually a team player. So the fact that you threw it out there, that's really cool.
Well, when I have a team of you jackasses, it's not easy to be a team player.
Wow.
And most of the time, those stories that I'm telling Chevy are about you guys behind your back.
8 o'clock hours brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Boys, I learned something new this weekend. A word. I'm always looking to learn something. Okay. Always. And I think we all do. You and I talk about this at Sixers game, Devon, that we'll talk to anybody about the Sixers because you can always learn something about basketball, no matter who it is or whatever it is in life.
Yes.
Anybody know the meaning of haboob?
Is this what sports radio's become?
Yeah, right.
Haboob.
Haboob.
No.
Never have you? I never saw the word until this weekend.
Can you spell it and use it in a sentence?
Haboob. A haboob came over Central Arizona today.
It's not a bird?
No. And it's weird. I was reading Twitter, ABC News, one of my filings. It says a haboob came over. I think it was Arizona.
Wow.
A weather pattern?
It is. Yeah, it's a violent, sandstorm.
Huh.
Never heard the word in my life. Haboob. Add it to your list of words. What was the last thing you learned, James?
Haboob. I try not to learn, Bob. I actively shut my mind off and try not to learn new things or better myself ever. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I do learn something every day, and most times I go, you learn something new every day. But I can't recall one off the top of my head.
I'll tell you the one that I found fascinating, and I learned it 2 days ago. So Yugoslavia breaking up had to do with a guy sticking a beer bottle in the back door.
Come again?
Yeah. So I ended up
His
Googling,
own backdoor or somebody else's
I ended up Googling the story because that's the only context I got. And I'm like, I need to find out if that's true. So apparently this guy was having some fun time with himself. Got a beer bottle stuck up there, had to go to the hospital. They asked him what happened. And he told the hospital people, I got mugged by Serbians. And they did this to me. When in reality, he was just embarrassed because he did it to himself. This kid became national news that Serbians did this, and it created a war, and it broke up Yugoslavia.
This is real?
Yeah, dude,
You
look it up.
confirmed it?
Yeah, it's legit. Yeah.
Not the first time a beer can or bottle broke somebody up, I bet.
No.
So a country broke up
When
because
getting
a
kinky
guy-
goes wrong.
Yeah, a guy lied about his kink fest. He was feeling shame.
Well, there's a lot
about
of kink
what he liked
shaming
to
in this
do.
world. I get it.
So he decided to besmirch the good people of Serbia, and next thing you know,
He's just trying to do his own one guy, one cup video, and next thing you know, it's a war.
Well, it wasn't widely accepted like it is now, Jamie. Back in, the 1980s or whatever.
Pre-internet?
Yeah, that kind of thing was frowned upon.
Is it accepted
So-
far and wide now?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Connor was back there doing it during the break, so.
He's doing his Kegel exercises.
Yeah.
That just got weird.
He was doing stretches.
All right, I saw some video this weekend, guys, and I want you to either tell me I'm an idiot or everything's for real or whatever, but I don't know if you guys saw too. We haven't talked about it. The James Harden workout video. Did you see it?
The non-basketball workout?
The non-basketball where he's got
I
the
saw
rope
the
around his waist,
didn't
the
see that
stretchy
one.
rope, and he's doing leg work. And no. There was some basketball on there, too, because he was hitting threes.
I saw the high school gym one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John brought it up last week. We all talked about it. Looks svelte. Harden looks like he's in tip-top shape. But more than anything, and, I followed James Harden, I think, since I was covering the league. This is the first times I've really seen him putting stuff out there like this. Now,
I've seen it a few times in the past.
Really?
Houston days.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if I had, and maybe I wasn't following him then. I don't know. But I think this guy's on a real crusade, not only to be the best he can be right now, but to say to everybody here in Philadelphia, look, I'm serious. Like, no joke. I want this title. And look at me, which I'm not usually a fan of, but I'm buying into this, even after what the previous point guard did. Am I wrong, Devon?
It seems legit. The couple of steps, because we've talked about the contractual thing beforehand, first introductory press conference. He told everybody he was going to do what was best for the team to help out. At the end of the season, exit interview, same thing. And we're all like, okay, yeah, sure, say the right things all. But when it comes down to it, you're going to do for yourself. So first things first, he takes he opts out, takes less money. Now they're under investigation. We'll get into all that stuff a little bit later. Then he follows that up. Now these videos and things are coming out. He's talking, doing interviews, and he's talking about it once again. He wants to do everything. He's doing it all, but I guess for me, while it's cool to see it, he is now a part of the Sixers, and it's always now going to be, it has been, playoffs, second round, and beyond.
Yeah, sure.
The 82 is going to be fun to follow it every game. I'm into it all the time, break it down, analyze it. But in the end, all of this stuff has to mean something when we get to April, May, and hopefully June. And the videos, saw them, did not click on them, though, to stay long enough to see exactly what happened in them. I just know there were videos put out there, and I moved past it. So while it's great, even Tyrese Maxey, who I love.
Sure.
Tobias Harris, a couple of videos. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because
I don't care.
And we all have Ben Simmons PTSD.
Yeah,
right. Nobody cares about videos anymore.
No, and that is my reaction. And the reason I bring this up is because I surprised myself by being really interested in this. I don't know. To me, there's more to it. Like, I saw Ben Simmons hitting threes in a gym, and I yawned.
We've seen
but this is different because he's got a body of work that you can fall back on. I think this is just all extra motivation for him. People forget James Harden was like an MVP candidate in Brooklyn last year. Like, he was top 5 in the NBA. So if I'm James Harden, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to everybody call me washed and call me this and call me that. Sixers lost this trade, blah, blah, blah. I get 30 games with a new team. I mean, look, it may have happened where a superstar or star caliber player got traded somewhere and won within 30 games, but I bet it's hard to find. That's not something super common that happens. So if I'm him, I'm sitting here, like, I'm just playing it all on a loop in my mind in the gym all summer. So I think you're getting a guy that still can play. I thought some of the narratives were absolutely comical on him last year, and he wants to win. I mean, look, he's got all the money in the world.
Seems like
he wants to win. There's no doubt, because that'll be a nice little cap on his Hall of Fame plaque is when it says champion in Philadelphia. He's just extra motivated, and I think you're right.
So
I
you
think,
buy into it.
I do think
That
he's
he's
extremely
legit?
motivated.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I would be personally offended if I was him, and I saw the way I've been treated in the media the past year, and people are calling me cooked. Oh, yeah? I was an almost MVP last year. How cooked am I?
Some of that stuff, though, he kind of did to himself, and I'll be one of the
I
first
think
to
part
bring
of it,
up
too,
the
is-
double-double and all that.
Is no agent. I don't think he has somebody going to bat for him to play these media games.
Yeah, but when you play the way certain things, all right, the hamstring is legit, let's say it was, and you continue to play that style without adjusting, saying, I'll do what's best for my team. I'm a high-level player. Me and Joel will figure it out.
Sure.
As a high-level player, if your hamstring is bothering you, you can't take all these step-back threes because your shot is flat. Or if you're a high-level player and you're accustomed to finishing at the rim and getting the and one, but you worry about the contact after the fact, or however the order is, you got to worry about the shot being made first, then drawing the contact, and then getting your free throw. So that's some of the stuff that I think he did to himself. So you bring that on to yourself. You have to realize when you are not the same because of an injury, that's you. You have to do that. But he didn't. He didn't adjust.
Yeah.
And that kind of played into the part why they didn't win.
Yeah, I'm not naive enough to say, oh, look at the video. Look what happened. I'm not.
I know you're not.
I don't.
Right.
That's why I was surprised, and I had to put this on our show sheet, that it surprised me that I was really interested in this, because it is growing on me more and more. And from the past, I've told this story on the morning show
Kevin
many
McHale's
times,
story.
Devon.
Yeah.
Like that he's one of the hardest worker Kevin McHale saw. That sticks with me. And I do think that James Harden played more with his head last year than he did with his body, because his body wouldn't allow him to play the James Harden game that he wanted.
Sure.
I think he wants to get that James Harden body back so he can play the body game more than the head game, and that's why he's doing this work. So, look, Kool-Aid, stupidness that I'm buying into this. Okay, I hear you guys.
No, I just think
maybe you're right.
An extra motivated player.
And there's
I
nothing
do.
wrong with how either of you think.
Sure.
Nothing at all. The optimism, look, the second best player on this team, if he's back to being, Jamie, a top 15 player where he's an all-NBA candidate again, that's tremendous for this basketball team.
It's great.
I hope all of this does culminate into another all-NBA season, and that means this will be something really good for the 76ers.
Zach Lowe thought the same thing. He said, if I could make like a bet on Harden making an all-NBA team, I think I would. And
motivated. Good.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be pissed too if I was James Harden. And it was a legit hamstring that's been bothering me for a year. And, people are acting like he's not a top 75 all-time player and one of the greatest scorers ever to touch a basketball. I'd be pissed too. I mean, he's a really good point guard, and a lot of the Sixers fan base was calling him washed last year.
Look, at his age and his accomplishments and everything, he finishes the year, has a bad hamstring, okay? I don't know if you could fault James Harden if you heard, well, he's, taking some time off to rest the hamstring. And I'll bet you that's what a lot of people expected, and probably would have been like, oh, geez, okay,
those
whatever.
games in season where he would miss games?
Yeah.
I had no problem.
But he does seem, and maybe I am a fool for believing it, but to me it does seem that he really feels like he has something to prove, and he's going out there to do it. And all right, I got nothing. I have no problems with that at all. Staples stores. Staples has everything you need for school at prices that won't hold you back. Don't send your kids back to school. Send them forward at Staples, the working and learning store. I was in where were we? We were in some store this weekend, and they were setting up the back to school section.
Oh, I saw it in Target.
Setting it up? They should be
Well, I guess maybe they were fixing it up or reloading supplies.
My wife starts back in 3 weeks.
That's right. Yeah, she goes before Labor Day.
Yeah, they get in slightly before the kids to get everything set up
all ready.
Yeah.
God, I used to hate this.
Do you have to help set the? Can you help?
I have in the past.
Can you go in and
I've
help?
hung some curtains and stuff, but there's only so much lipstick you can put on a pig. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Doesn't
I've been
even
doing
have
it
air
my whole life.
conditioning. They got asbestos falling on them.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do in there.
Yeah, that's not. I heard it this morning. Today's August 1st. I heard it on Channel 6 when I came in this morning. It's August 1st.
Oh, my God.
Where has the summer gone? Seriously? First of all, it's not over for more than a month, so summer's still here. Stop wishing it away.
It's moving.
And
too
where
fast.
has it gone? Same place it's gone every other year. June and July were same amount of days, same amount of time in every day. So don't give me where has the summer gone.
It's Eagles training camp. Can you believe
Time for
it?
you to shut the up.
Why do you hate that so much, Pat? You know I'm right.
It's too fast.
It's just stupid.
Stop wishing time away.
It's time for you to shut the up.
All right. In Pat's point of view, he thinks he knows cool from not cool.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hi, guys. It's me again.
Hey, what's up, Pat?
So, two cool stories that we didn't really touch on last week, but we actually touched on a little bit earlier in the show. So the first one was Gardner Minshew training in this converted prison van. He basically lived in it, and it's this, look, very popular amongst the hipsters is they buy a van and they convert it into a living space and they just travel the country with it. You can see YouTube tutorials and whatnot on how to do it. So he did it. He traveled down to wherever he trains and he decided to save money on rent by doing it that way. Now he's looking to sell it, though. He's listed at $25K. He'll probably get more than that, especially considering the housing market right now is still nuts and the used car market is insane. $25K is an absolute bargain for this car. But the second cool story was A.J. Brown went into the Eagles pro shop before training camp and bought every Eagles fan in there his own jersey. Now, the odds are there weren't many fans in the Eagles pro shop.
I was going to say, I saw a picture.
Tuesday.
It was him and 4 dudes.
Yeah, because, I mean, like...
It's still cool. It's still cool.
Yeah, I mean, you go in there on a Tuesday, and there's no other reason for you to really be down in South Philly. Like, there's nothing going on down there. So, there wasn't a lot of people there, but I wanted to know, what do you think would be the cooler story? And, Bob, you talk about this all the time of, like, having memorabilia and collectibles and stuff, but you go over to somebody's house... And they either tell you one thing. The one thing is, hey, that van in the parking lot was owned by Gardner Minshew and he lived and trained in it. Or this jersey I'm wearing, this A.J. Brown jersey was actually bought for me by A.J. Brown. Which one's the cooler one?
Definitely A.J. Brown buying the jerseys for me is cooler.
Same.
Like, the Gardner Minshew thing is weird. It's a story, and it's a weird story, and it's a chuckle. And to me, that's it. You can go deeper and say, all right, this guy's just really strange. A.J. Brown off the cuff, seeing people say, hey, number 11's on me, guys. And doing that, I love that. I'll go with A.J. Brown.
I'm going with A.J. Brown as well. And maybe it is because of the Gardner Minshew thing just kind of worn off. And you're like, all right, dude, you're the backup quarterback. You're a weird dude. You have a weird van, and you have a weird haircut and weird mustache. I don't know. Whatever it is, I just think that I don't find him as interesting. The cool story, yes, Jacksonville early on with the Jaguars coming out of nowhere and doing what he's doing. But now he's just, all right, he's the Eagles backup. He has this strange van, strange way of going about things.
Minshew hate on this show is...
Oh, not hate.
I don't hate him. I just don't find him all that interesting like others.
Just go find me another backup in the NFL that had 4 stories written about him last week.
The better story is the jersey, for sure.
Yeah, I think so, too, because you're going to wear that jersey. Like, unless you're in the actual market for living in a van down by the river.
And there's not a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
The only maintenance with the jersey is I have to keep this thing pristine because A.J. Brown bought this for me.
And I'm sure he signed it.
If he bought it for me and signed it, there's no chance I'm wearing that jersey.
But it looks cool hanging up on my wall.
No, you don't wear it 8 times a year?
No.
Home games?
No, that's a cool enough story that I'm framing that.
Yeah, I'm probably framing that, too.
Okay.
I do think the Gardner Minshew van is pretty cool, though. Like, I know you guys, like,
it's
don't
okay,
get it,
yeah.
but...
I think it's a little bit Harry Hardo.
I look at it like both. I get the Harry Hardo act. I also think it's smart, though. I think it's smarter than paying rent. I mean, like, you guys have talked about it a lot. He's a backup quarterback. He's not making a ton of money. We always talk about, like, when you really think about it, like, Coy Detmer walks so Gardner Minshew could run. Because Coy Detmer was the first backup.
They are relatives, yeah.
That, the whole story with him was he had, like, a 1997 piece of crap car, and he's a pro athlete. But he was telling people, like, I'm being smart with my money.
He would buy a thrift shop suit every year and only travel with that.
Yeah,
and like a T-shirt and a toothbrush.
It's kind of Harry Hardo-esque, but at the same time, It's also the self-awareness of, I need to be smart with this cash because I'm a backup quarterback.
At the same time, he's making $2.5 million this year. You could probably afford a $1,400 a month apartment.
Probably, but he can't sell that apartment. And like, I really do think this is intelligent. Like, he bought the car, he renovated it, and he's going to sell based on his name alone. He's probably going to end up making a profit on it. Whereas if you rented an apartment, you're not making a profit when you.
Yeah, but you got Wi-Fi in the shower. And
he had Wi-Fi in the shower.
Look, how many times do backup quarterbacks get written about? There's a reason you're the backup. So if he can find a way to get written about and noticed and stuff,
like this van,
good on him for self-promoting. Good for him.
He'll end up making more money off than $25K from this van.
Yeah, cooler story though. I have to look at the reaction I have. Like when I read the story about Gardner Minshew in the van, it was kind of a roll your eye chuckle story. When I read the thing about AJ Brown, I smiled. So that's cool to me.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how you labeled it, cooler, right?
Yeah.
All right.
A signed A.J. Brown jersey framed that you can say he bought for me. That's pretty cool.
Frame or wear it, would you, Devon?
Frame it.
Probably frame it, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I end up with mustard stains on me no matter what sporting event I go to, so I'd ruin it.
And I don't wear jerseys anyway.
No, me neither.
No.
I do think it's the coolest part of it is the fact that it's A.J. Brown. Like, it's cool if an Eagle buys you a jersey anyway, but let's be real. If Boston Scott comes in and says, hey, every Boston Scott jersey's on me, it's probably like, okay, cool, man, thanks, appreciate it.
Let me give this to my brother.
Yeah. And the fact that you'll have that A.J. Brown jersey and you'll be able to wear it if you want to, that's pretty cool.
Bob, you wear it? And I know you're not a jersey wearer, but
I'm also not a jersey framer. You know what I mean? So although I have framed for people like my son's high school and college jerseys, I had framed, and he has them in his house.
Framing's expensive, man.
It is.
You're not kidding.
Dude,
holy
hell.
I still haven't got mine done
expensive.
yet.
It's no
and
joke.
I only have a few. I have a few that I want to get done. I haven't done them.
I have an authentic Westbrook I've always meant to ask him to sign and frame it, but never got there.
I got to take out a second mortgage to get some stuff framed.
A guy that coaches at my old high school, a friend of mine, he was over a couple weeks ago, he brought over my high school jersey. Like, he's collected jerseys through the years, and he, threw it at me, here, it's yours. And it's, sitting in my bedroom, and Donna's like, what are you doing with this?
You should frame it, though.
You should.
I mean, I know that's not you.
You know what I think?
That's not you, but you should frame it.
I think what I'm going to do is put it up in the garage.
Rowing jersey framed in my basement.
Well, your dad, yeah, that's cool.
Well, he had it done. I inherited it, and it means a lot to me. So I'm telling you to frame your jersey. One day it will mean something to somebody else.
I was thinking of thumbtacks in the garage. Twink.
No.
Just throw it up in there.
On, man.
No?
I hear you, but no. At least go to Walmart and buy one and just and fake it and just put it in.
Put a little effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have yours?
No.
No. I don't have any from high school. I don't.
Yeah.
I have a shooting shirt. That's it.
So
I got a couple pennies somewhere, but that's about it.
A friend of mine, the same guy, he has been the JV basketball coach, Joey Merton, at Camden Catholic
Appreciate Joey Merton.
for 40 years. JV basketball coach, 40 years. In his garage, he played there also. I think he was number 23. He has every number 23 jersey through the years of the different uniforms that they have had. So he's got 15 jerseys all throughout his, probably more, his garage and stuff. It's really, really cool. So that's where I got the thumbtack jersey idea.
I do know. So Nate, who calls a lot to the show, Nate Southwest, he has a lot of basketball jerseys, and he gets them signed and all. So he told me one day where he gets his jerseys and stuff.
Yeah, you need some insider info to get framed.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It can be expensive.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, but no, I don't wear jerseys.
I have a Jerry Stackhouse Sixers jersey.
When was the last time you wore
42.
It's framed.
It's framed?
It was 8th grade. He did a breakfast in Cherry Hill that you could get tickets to or whatever, and I loved Stackhouse.
Did you?
So my dad took me over, surprised me with a trip, and it's a replica jersey, so it doesn't even look that good in the frame, but it means a lot to me.
Man, when was the last time I had a jersey on?
Probably high school.
Well, when I was at the finals or the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago, I did have his on that day.
Your family members?
Yes.
Wow, that's acceptable.
Well, that's totally acceptable. Yes. I don't know when the last time. The last time I had a basketball jersey on might have been the last time I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I should get more into it.
A lot of people rock them down the beach.
Yeah, I saw.
It's a great beach shirt.
Oh, I saw.
The material is too thick.
It is. I saw
It depends.
made-up Sixers jersey down the beach this weekend. I'm walking on the street going to the beach in Wildwood with friends. This guy rides by on a bike and stops on a dime, like 10 feet from us, and looks back at us. My friends are like, oh, man, did he drop something or has he got a problem with us? Guy's got what I think is a Sixers jersey on, and the guy's, like, staring right at me. So I start walking up closer and closer. On the shirt, it has another station's call letters, and it's
damn.
What do we say his name? What do we call him? Carter Boy? It was Carter Boy on his bike. He's like, "Yo, Coon, what's up, buddy?" Yeah. So we saw it, but it was a Sixers jersey, but with the station letters on the front of it. So that was pretty cool. I think
that's they do a charity event. It's like Bend to the Shore or something. And
okay.
He's the team captain of MMR.
He was riding his bike. It might be a good bike jersey.
Yeah, their jerseys for their team are always pretty sweet.
All right, you know what's pretty sweet, Pat? Let me tell you. There's going to be a Fan Fest online ticket raid today at 4 o'clock. All you have to do is go to 97.5thefanatic.com at 4 p.m. and click on the Fan Fest online ticket raid logo and grab yourself a pair of free tickets. Fan Fest again, October 1st this year. Devon, one of your favorite days of the year?
Yeah, it's always a really good day, man. Catch up with everybody and have that big party to close out, the summer normally, but have that big party to hang out with everybody. It's always a great time.
It is going to be so much fun.
I got to have our Sixers round table.
Yeah, we do our Sixers round table. You and I have
October,
that each and every year. October 1st, season will be
there.
in.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot to talk about. Hopefully, maybe, have some athletes coming and saying hi. We'll see what happens there. But 4 o'clock today, get on it, 97.5.com. You can get some free tickets to Fan Fest. John Kincade Show here. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about maybe the process and what the ongoings of the NBA towards the Sixers have been and see if the two are related. This is the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Start the second part of the baseball season, turning K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now new customers can step up to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I just love when I win. I get paid faster than a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
In the Delaware Valley, helping each other isn't just the neighborly thing to do. It's in our blood. It's in our plasma, too. In fact, over the years, thousands of Philadelphia area residents have helped people they'll never even meet by donating plasma at local CSL plasma donation centers. Your plasma donations have been instrumental in our efforts to create new therapies for patients living with rare and serious diseases and have helped us provide medicines and vaccines to people in more than 100 countries around the world. We're proud to be part of this community, and we can't wait to say thank you in person at local events in the community throughout the summer. So please, when you see the CSL tent, stop by to cool off, hydrate, and grab a fun giveaway. Interested in other ways you can partner with CSL to improve patients' quality of life? Ask us about participating in one of our clinical trials or learn more at cslbearingtrials.com. That's cslbearingtrials.com. We thank you for all that you do, Philadelphia, because together we are saving lives.
Hi, it's John Kincade from my friends at Copair Health, and I've reached the 3-month mark, down 23 pounds. And I have so many dreams about getting 10 more pounds off, as I've set 33 pounds as my target goal. It has been so easy with Copair Health because Copair Health coaches you through the process. You may be a guy who wants to lose 40 or 60 pounds. I'm promising you, they can get you on the right track, and by the time the holidays roll around, you're going to be feeling better. I know this. I feel better when I'm at the pool and I take my shirt off. I feel better when I'm putting on my clothes and everything fits a little better. And I've also been giving a ton of clothes away because I can't fit in them anymore. These are all the benefits. Plus, there's psychological benefits. You feel better with Copair Health at COPAREhealth.com. Vance has coached me through the process. 3 months, 23 pounds. I'm loving it. Here's what I want you to do. Save hundreds. Contact Copair Health, COPAREhealth.com, and you can save hundreds on your program. All you have to do is mention John Kincade from The Fanatic. Copair Health. It's changing my life.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. What's on your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through Kincade. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up, too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Kincade just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
As they age, it's important for your parents to maintain their independence. But they can't do it all like they once used to. And in this digital world, it's easy to forget things like paying an important bill. That's where Silver Bills can help. Just dial 1-855-589-5265 to learn more about our unique service that will work with you and take over the tedious task of paying your parents' bills. Silver Bills provides a dedicated U.S.-based professional account manager who will receive, scrutinize, store, and make sure bills are paid on time and correctly. You'll always reach a live person, so there's no need to have a computer background or be tech savvy. We're fully insured, recommended by AARP, and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, so you'll have more time for quality visits and less time for stress and worry. Peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call Silver Bills now at 1-855-589-5265 to receive 1 month of service free. That's 1-855-589-5265. Silver Bills, because time together is better than worry apart. 1-855-589-5265.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Hey, remember how 20 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, now it's the future, and I used all those savings to buy this new hologram phone. Because, it's the future, and everything is holograms now.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Did you know that shapes have sounds? This is the sound of a square. Because it's Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef served up on those hot and juicy hamburgers. And this is the sound of a circle. Not the Arctic Circle, but a circle of frozen beef that's flash frozen somewhere else. And this is the sound of a triangle. Anyway, when you want hot and juicy hamburgers, go for the square at Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Meet Allison, teammate at Truist Bank. Hi. She was born to care, and she always had your back. You could say that. Like that time back in the mid-'80s when she spotted Stacey Kaminsky with her new perm, and a car was coming, about to hit a puddle. So Allison jumps in front of the splash, just in time to protect Stacey's fresh curls.
Look, I had to do it. A wet perm just doesn't work.
Today, Allison's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Learn more at truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Yo, Philadelphia, Anthony Gargano here with the new voice of Spring Garden Lending, President Andy Racklin, a national player in economic development and finance. Andy!
Happy to be back, Anthony.
All right, last time we talked, you said your game plan to expand Spring Garden Lending's product lineup and open new markets, so?
We're batting 1,000, man. We opened a Pittsburgh office. We've got exciting projects going there. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome. The new product?
So Spring Garden Lending is now offering lines of credit.
Highlights?
What these revolving lines of credit do is let our borrowers move fast. It puts them on an equal playing field with cash buyers.
Oh, that's incredible. Not only is Spring Garden Lending providing bridge loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance properties to rent or flip, 30-year fixed-rate permanent financing, and now lines of credit.
That's right. Our goal is supporting developers who are challenged finding funding through traditional sources so they can provide housing people can afford. That's it.
Andy, you're impressive. That's right. Listen up, developers, investors. Touch base with Spring Garden Lending right now.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Welcome back, 97.5 The Fanatic, John Kincade Show. We thank all of you for listening, no matter where you are. Thank you, YouTubers, for checking in and all your back and forth. We love it. We did, during the break, find out some information that Jamie's going to share with us. We got some breaking news.
Yeah, former federal judge Sue L. Robinson has found Deshaun Watson violated the personal conduct policy and has suspended him for 6 games per source. No fine was issued, so it's 6 games for Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns.
Little surprised that it's only 6.
Yeah, I would say.
Thought it would be.
I thought it was going to get to 8.
8 and maybe even more. I thought it might hit double digits.
Yeah, I mean, when you're suspended, the same guy, DeAndre Hopkins, for example, has a banned substance list. He got suspended for 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Ridley got suspended a year. And you have 24 women's cases, and I know a lot of them have been settled at this point.
And apparently you just settled 3 more.
Yeah, this weekend, right?
This weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the optics on that, not great for the NFL.
Yeah, and it's weird. 6 games. 6 games doesn't ruin a season, I don't think. Look at the Eagles last year. They were 2-5 after 7.
Yeah.
Came back and made the playoffs. The reasoning, like Devon, you said maybe double digits. Jamie, you said more games. I thought that they would take the season away if they didn't take the season away. If they didn't give him a full year suspension, I thought they would give him enough games that it would take the season away. 6 games does not do that.
No.
So I think it's kind of a right
I saw something yesterday that was saying that, the league and his camp were kind of negotiating the suspension, and then that they laid down that the most that they would accept was 6 to 8 games.
Such a weird story.
I'm sorry. When did Deshaun Watson get hand in this to negotiate a suspension?
Good point.
Like what? Yeah, sorry, bad use of terms there. But why is it a sexual creep in a position to negotiate anything?
Now look at this too, because I'm looking at Tom Pelissaro per source. Judge Sue L. Robinson, who's the one who came down with the decision, also says Watson must get all of his massage therapy from club therapists now.
That's weird.
Exactly.
So you're guilty, but we're not saying you're guilty.
Exactly.
That's really...
You did something wrong, but we're not saying you did something.
But you can throw a football well, so we won't kill you.
Yeah.
The conversation is then going to go, if you knew you were only going to get 6 games if you were an Eagle fan, would you have done this still?
I don't even want to touch that one.
That's what's going to
happen. I gotta stop.
You stop talking.
Somebody else take over.
That's what's going to happen.
No pun intended.
Yeah, but 6 games, I think that's too
It's
light.
not good optics. No, it should have been probably 10 at a minimum.
You talk about optics. I would love to know how that played out when the upper management of the Cleveland Browns decided to go in on Deshaun Watson. How do you present that to a head coach? Or maybe the head coach was in on it, Kevin Stefanski. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe Kevin Stefanski's like, yeah, he's a good football player, but I don't want that mess around me, and was forced by management or whatever. But I wonder how that all played out within the upper management of the Cleveland Browns, because there had to be some people, I would assume, whether it's coaches or whatever, that weren't for it.
So now we're talking this out on air because it just broke. Is this the NFL's official ruling?
The NFL can appeal. They have, I think it says 3 days to appeal.
Because she just determined that he violated the player conduct. She determined the games.
NFL now has 3 days to decide to appeal Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension.
So they could push for more.
They can. Wow, look at the optics of that. That would be dynamic.
They can appeal for more.
Yeah,
I would
sure
assume,
they could.
Right? If this is,
I don't think they're going to
official
appeal
ruling
on his behalf, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't know.
I wouldn't think they're not going to fight for less games.
Wow, this is still real interesting. And look,
it's breaking, so we're kind of talking it out here.
Sure.
Bear with us.
And we're gonna get the backlash of he wasn't proven guilty of anything, and we're gonna have the people that'll say,
Do
well,
people really
30
defend
women
him?
or whatever. I think it's gone down a little bit more, but you remember at the beginning how many times we heard people would come back at us.
I think
and say,
that's because
he's been proven wrong of nothing.
I think that's because Hoagie Mouse were trying to justify him as a potential target for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Maybe now that that's over.
Now that it's somebody else's problem, you know.
Yeah, I would hope nobody really tries to justify that.
Yeah, so that's...
Just doesn't look good. Like you said, the optics looks bad.
Horrible.
Looks bad.
I mean, you got Calvin Ridley, and look, this is what it is. He affected their bottom line, dollars and cents. Deshaun Watson may be this sexual predator, creep, whatever. He's not really affecting their bottom line. So the NFL told you, oh, you mess with our money, year. You mess with some bad stuff away from the field that doesn't really hurt our business, 6 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's a bad look.
It is. It'll be interesting to see what the NFL does. Do they sit and say, well, that's their decision
we'll
and
find
let
out.
it go? Or do they actually come after and look to get more games? Maurice wants to talk about this. Maurice, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up?
Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to give my take on the whole situation. Yeah, the things he did is pretty bad, I'm not going to lie, but if we had a chance to get him and we knew if he was only getting suspended 6 games, I think a lot of people would take him. With this roster...
Would you?
To be honest, yeah.
Really? So the football overrides kind of the creepiness that surrounds him?
It's tough, but...
It is tough.
Man.
Because I've said it before, Maurice.
Watson with our roster.
I don't know. The things I read, Maurice, I can't cheer for that guy.
Yeah.
I know.
Every Sunday, like, I invite these guys into my living room. A lot of my emotional well-being hinges on them. I don't want to cheer for that guy. I don't care how good you are at football.
Yeah, I understand that, but let me ask you one quick question now. If besides all of that, if we had a quarterback of his caliber on our team, you think you're
gonna be a Super Bowl contender?
100%, Reese. Yeah.
I'm not selling my soul to the devil. I'm just not doing it, Maurice. I've said that over and over again. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
No, you're a Super Bowl.
You can guarantee me a Super Bowl appearance. You can say, you take this guy, I guarantee you're going to get to the Super Bowl. But I'm just not doing it.
You'd be top 4 in terms of odds with this roster and him.
How do I explain to my daughter, my wife, my loved ones, females, and say, oh, yeah, but he's a good football player?
Yeah.
I'm saying, but after what happened, no chance. No chance at all. Wash my hands of that. But right now, as it stands, Judge has ruled Deshaun Watson is suspended for 6 games. NFL has 3 days to appeal it. Now, that doesn't say which way they can appeal anything. They could appeal and ask for more, I guess.
Well, I think they originally asked for a year, didn't they?
The NFL did?
I thought.
Oh.
I thought they were pushing for up to a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I could be wrong on that. I'll have to go back and read some old stories on it. But I think they wanted some blood, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I would love to hear Roger Goodell come out with a statement today and say what he thinks of this.
This will be interesting to follow for the next 3 days.
It will. It absolutely
because
will.
Even if you just want to save optics as a league, you're going to push for more, right?
I would think so.
Even if you know you're not going to get it, you still got to fight for it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, listen, we have to do this. This does not look good. Look how long this is dragged out. We have to do this.
If you do nothing, it looks really bad.
And he's not losing his signing bonus based on this either?
Yes, and Cleveland structured his contract so that financially he wouldn't even take as big of a loss as it could have been had he been suspended for a full year.
Yeah, this looks dirty.
Now, somebody said, let's not forget, he missed all of last year also.
And he got paid.
And then I don't think this person was justifying it. He was just saying maybe that came into the ruling too.
That was a Houston Texans decision.
Because
that wasn't a league
an
decision.
NFL decision or a judge's decision.
He got paid $45.8 million to hold a clipboard and wear warm-ups all year.
Correct.
I do not feel bad for missed time there.
I don't even remember seeing him on the sideline.
No, they hit him.
Yeah.
Because it's a PR nightmare.
Yeah, you don't want him around. Yeah.
And especially when that team, the Houston Texans, helped kind of support his creepiness.
Yep.
I would love to know, and I'm going to have to start following.
Story.
Yeah,
dirty.
I'm going to have to start following some Cleveland stories about all this. I would love to know how that all played out about going all in and getting him.
What's her name? Mary
Kay Cabot. Yeah, she does a great job covering the Browns.
Yeah, she was on the. We interacted with her quite a few times, right? Mm-hmm. She used to follow the Cavaliers and all. So, all right, in the linchpin, Jamie thinks that the NBA might have still a little grudge against your 76ers.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. I'm not going grand conspiracy that the league hates the Sixers and this and that. It's not like they're sitting there with a Sixers dartboard up there and going, how do we get them?
Well, whose face would be on it?
Probably Sam Hinkie's.
Okay.
Still? Yeah, probably.
Still?
I think they were, for some reason, embarrassed by what Sam Hinkie did. Sam Presti, you do it for 6 years. Oh, you're great. You're a mid-market team. It's okay. I mean, the case that came down that the Sixers are being investigated for tampering is just kind of funny to me because ultimately I don't think it's a huge deal. If the Sixers got fined, I don't give a damn. David Blitzer and Josh Harris can afford it. Not a big deal to me. If they lose a second-round pick somewhere, okay, again, not a huge deal. It sucks.
They're trading it anyway?
Yeah, they're trade chips more often than not anyway. But I just find it, like the Sixers bothered the league. They did, and
they're still butthurt.
Well, typically it takes another ownership or ownership group to complain to the league about the tampering for it to be fully investigated. There is a situation where the league can do it on their own, but they're investigating a 38-year-old PJ Tucker and Daniel House. It's because of what Harden did that is so uncommon and rare, I guess, is what put it over the top. But the New York Knicks hired Rick Brunson a month and a half, 2 months before Jalen signed there.
Fresh out of high school.
It was a coincidence.
He was a high school coach.
Like, what are we doing here? The league tampers in every single signing that happens. Rick Brunson got hired by the Knicks 2 months before his son signed with them.
He was coaching 14-year-olds 2 months before his son signed.
You know,
But it was Camden High.
Yeah, he got Wagner. But you don't think that Rick Brunson getting hired was tampering?
No, they never talked about it, Jane.
Like, come
Never
on.
once.
You can't hold the Sixers to one standard and the rest of the league to the
Go
other.
back to the Mavericks series in the playoffs where all the guys were sitting courtside. They weren't scouting because they weren't playing.
Yeah.
So they were there for one reason and one reason only. The
Jalen, you're going to look good in
of Jalen.
blue and orange.
Jalen, who wasn't from New York, taking all his meetings
In New York.
Oh, yeah, he took him in New York. That's right.
Like,
yeah.
are we kidding that PJ Tucker and Daniel House are warranting an investigation? But you got every other team co-conspiring and Jimmy Butler this and LeBron that. Clutch Sports changed the league forever. And we're talking about PJ Tucker, a slightly team-friendly deal for James Harden, and Daniel House warrants an investigation.
Yeah, I think it's a joke.
It's a joke.
I got to be honest.
really is.
I'm kind of happy about the fact they're investigating the PJ Tucker, the one at least, because that contract's insane. So, yeah, please investigate that. See what Daryl was smoking. Because giving 3 years to a 38-year-old.
He's out in Cali, man.
That's a bit much, 30 mil. But the rest of it's a joke.
It's a joke,
As you
man.
said, like Sam Presti is sitting there doing the exact same thing. And you can't get over something that happened 9 freaking years ago. Like, at what point is Adam Silver...
I don't think it's that though.
I do think it's in the back of their mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they've put a bullseye on themselves.
And I'm waiting for Adam Silver to step in and force Jerry Colangelo on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 36 picks in the next 2 drafts or something crazy. Like, in the next 3 drafts. It's like insane.
It's great GMing.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
There you go.
It's just a
all those
joke.
picks are gonna be in the 20s.
I do think it's bogus though because it happens everywhere around the league. Every day. It doesn't matter. It all I didn't care when LeBron James went to.
No.
I didn't care when Kevin Durant went to Golden State. I didn't care when they got ticked off because Drew Holiday went to Milwaukee for the picks and they got popped for that. And last year it was Miami and I forget who the other team was, but the Kyle Lowry one. I don't care. They all do it.
Yeah.
When they're on these all-star teams and they're sitting there talking about playing with each other.
Literally
that's
recruiting.
Considered tampering as well. I do not care. That's why it's bogus that they're coming after the Sixers for this because I do not care. Everyone does it.
Yes.
You have to treat everyone the same if you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And we don't see this every year. That's why I don't think it's personally about all of that with the rebuild. It's a joke.
It is a joke. And it happens. Look,
All the
there
time.
was Milt Wagner, whose son, DeJuan Wagner, was a phenomenal player. He got hired at Memphis at John Calipari's assistant coach
Does DeJuan
in
Wagner have a kid?
DeJuan's senior year. Now his
Didn't he just get hired at
grandson,
Louisville?
DJ Wagner, is, I believe, going to be a junior this year.
Yeah, junior.
And Milt just got hired by Louisville as an assistant coach.
I wonder why they hired him.
But
Yeah,
but
you know.
But the wrinkle in it is that the DJ is now with an NIL.
Yeah.
With Drake's part of the Nike company. He's now part of Nike.
Oh,
so
boy.
now the wrinkle is
Because they're
they
an
are
Adidas school.
So
Yeah.
now he's going to go to Kentucky
Oh,
where
boy.
his dad played for Calipari. Who knows?
Well, then Milt will just
knows?
leave Louisville and go to Kentucky in
Well,
2
listen,
years.
here's how weird this is also.
But it's ridiculous, though. Who cares about tampering?
John Calipari got out of college basketball for a year, signed as an assistant coach, I believe, with Larry Brown for the 76ers for 1 year.
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah. It just so happened to be DeJuan Wagner's senior year at Camden.
Weird.
And then the next year he was hired at Memphis and DeJuan Wagner
Hey,
came.
remember, he was around Iverson a lot back then.
Yeah.
They were cool, so yeah, it all just...
It is. There's some strange
Let's
things
investigate
that go
the
on.
Sixers. That PJ Tucker
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah, I thought it was out. I saw it break on Twitter. I guess it was Friday night. It said tampering thing.
I made a
against
note
the
in my
Sixers.
pad right away because I was like, this is a joke.
Yeah, I was out and I read it and started laughing, and people were like, "What's up?" And I said, Sixers are, they're being investigated for tampering." Oh my God, what does that mean? Are they going to lose? No, they might lose some money, but that's really it. It's just the
and
NBA.
plus, if they
playing
did
daddy
tamper,
hardball.
good. I want my team tampering. I want them cheating. Do everything.
Can I ask you this, Bob, as a beat writer? As a beat writer, you write the story about it, but do you give an opinion on Twitter about it if you were somebody watching this?
I wouldn't personally. No, I would.
So let me go back to this. There was a guy in Brooklyn before the trade went down and all the James Harden Sixers stuff came down. His name is Christian Winfield, writes for that. I think it's the Post or the Times. And he had put up there at the time, if this trade goes down, the Sixers should be investigated for tampering. And I'm like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Who cares? And I just went off on the podcast.
I want them to lose their second-round picks.
And Keith was like, no, he's a good guy and all that stuff. I said, that's fine. He can be a good guy. He can be good at his job. But you should not, as a beat reporter, be putting down on Twitter that another team should be investigated for this.
Yeah.
You should not do that.
Yeah, that's the league's job.
That's not your job.
Yeah.
You can write a story about how it all came together.
Sure.
How it all happened. But it is not, you should not have an opinion. You should not make this as a matter of fact, like you're saying it as a fan, that this, why do you care? Did you say the same thing when James Harden was talking to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant?
Yeah, exactly.
And trying to get out of Houston to come to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
No.
You think it's Pat Riley that complained?
Probably somebody higher up because otherwise it's maybe.
Because they wanted to keep PJ.
Yeah.
Could be.
But if you're the Sixers, don't you just present to the league? Well, we offered them the most.
Yeah. It could be an open and shut case. I don't know why.
Like, what are we talking about? There's nothing shady here. We offer him the most money.
Daryl Morey's cooperating. Of course he is.
Yeah, he wants him to sign.
Here's what we did. And our star player decided to take less money. So what? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, next year you're not going to. I don't know what we're going to give him next year.
Guys, it's understandable. He's only made $260 million in his career. Like, it's crazy that he would take less.
Don't forget the $220 million Adidas deal.
I did forget about that.
Yeah,
Jamie.
so he's looking at half a billy plus. Plus, he's got a ton of great investments and stuff. Yeah, I didn't realize that about Harden. He's pretty good at the investment
Smart with
game.
his money.
Yeah,
Oh, he's really good.
Yeah, really
Just
good.
open a wine, a new wine, right?
New wine.
Can't wait to drink it in the club
has
box
a
level next year.
I think it's a restaurant in Houston. That
You know, he is big in Trolli, the candy, Trolli.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he also hit it out of the park, I think, with a body armor. Not to the level of Kobe, but
he got in on that early.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the Wine and Spirits on Friday for the first time in quite a while. And I joked that we got to get the James Harden wine because, he took less money to try to win.
Got to support him.
And we got to support that.
Good for you,
But
Pat.
they don't have it yet. It's out. It's not out yet.
No.
It just got announced, but it's not
But it
out.
is coming to state
But
stores.
I was ready. I was ready to spend $17 on something I'll never drink myself.
Would you give it to one of us or
Absolutely
auction
not.
it off or something?
No.
Or no? Huh. Just
Auction
keep it in the
off?
house?
What am I going to auction off for?
To us, like we could
All
bid
right,
on
the
it.
next item is a Pat Egan signed Jay Harden wine bottle.
Jeez.
Yeah,
All right,
that'll go for a lot.
Devon needs to know if something's for real or not. Is this something that's bothering you, Devon, or are you starting to lean towards one way or the other?
Not bothering me. I like it. I wanted to know from you guys, obviously hear Pat's take on this. Is what we're seeing from Alec Bone real? 434 in the month of July. That's fantastic.
That's not real.
But it's not even that. It's
That
just
would be a record.
It's just that watching him, it seems like, and then, we all say it, seeing the ball and all that. But it does look like this is legit. How legit? Not the 434, not the 400 for an entire month. Just him being a legit piece.
Can he be a
of
300 hitter is basically
right.
what you're saying.
And now he's finally reached there. Can he be that consistent level player? Is this legit?
I think he's at such a high confidence-wise that he's showing that he can be a real good ball player. And I'm not just talking about the hitting. The play that he made in the field the other night, he just seems comfortable. The tipping the cap, the laughing. He does.
Yes.
And games are easy to play when you're confident and relaxed.
So year one, he looked really good. So we thought coming back in year two, we were going, and he struggled and all. And we know what happened early in the year when he was tired of this, and then he's since bounced back. He does seem like he's legit, right, Pat? Like this is something that we can go off of.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, he was drafted 3rd overall for a reason.
Sure.
Should have won the Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, yeah.
And he had a down season, and it just seemed like since Rob Thompson took over, he's really taken off. I mean, I didn't think he was having a bad season under Girardi, but I don't think he was having a great season. I thought he was having a bounce back season from what he had last year, which was a really down year. But even he talked about it after Thompson took over. It was more see ball, hit ball, and not launch angle and analytics crap. Still did not expect this kind of month from him. I mean, that's insane. But it's been timely hitting throughout this lineup, and they've needed it desperately. Whereas, if it's not Schwarber hitting bombs, like Bohm will come in with a timely hit, and it makes you wonder if they can get all these guys going, or a couple of them at least, 3 or 4 of these guys going at the same time. Look out.
Watch out.
Yeah, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, the hope is that, he continues having great plate approaches and the power will develop. I mean, he's such a big guy. It's weird to me that there's not a little more pop there. But if he can be this consistent of a hitter, you hope it'll come in time.
Yeah, I love that he goes the opposite way when the pitch is there. He's not trying to do too much.
He's impressed me a lot this year because I remember saying earlier this year, like, what does he do what does he do great? What aspect of his game is above average or really good?
What's the answer?
I still don't know.
But what you're seeing is passing the test, though, for at least this season.
Yeah, but he looks... Well, he definitely looks like he belongs. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
But I think his plate approaches and just kind of taking what's given to him, I guess, has been the most impressive thing.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I mean, the whole team is fun to watch now, but the growth of him through the year has been really, really cool to see, and both in the field and at the plate. Of course, at the plate lately. But Martin Law, Philly's original law firm for injured workers, schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. All right, when we get back on the John Kincade Show, we're going to talk a little bit of the future of the Phillies, and also Jamie's got a little golf dilemma. Maybe it concerns his own game. Maybe it concerns somebody else's. Not sure what it could be. But, guys, I got to tell you, if you're feeling sluggish, it could be the summer heat, or it could be a symptom of low testosterone. Low testosterone can cause many issues, including reduced libido, low energy, bad sleep patterns, problems with muscle gain, and a whole lot more. If these symptoms sound familiar to you, get yourself checked. Call Dr. Avi Donapel at Iron Mountain Men's Health to see if testosterone therapy is the right solution for you. The specialists at Iron Mountain Men's Health have treated thousands of men for low testosterone. Patients see positive results within weeks. They gain muscle back, add to their energy, improve their sex lives, get better sleep, and feel better all around. Make your appointment today and see if testosterone therapy can change your life. Visit ironmountainmenshealth.com or call their office at 215-659-3070. That's 215-659-3770. Tell them Bob Cooney sent you. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
The John Kincade Show.
I know that most people find his calm leadership to be a gentle, soothing beacon at a time of great social chaos.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Sure, you're managing to sweat through another summer with that rickety old AC, but it isn't easy, is it? Some days it feels like even your sweat stains had sweat stains. Stop suffering and set yourself up for summer comfort with special financing offers and rebates on a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system from Trane. With a whole-house air filtration system to keep the air you breathe clean and safe. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Delaware Valley Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. Subject to credit approval.
If you run a small business, efficiency has never been more important. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing small business savings. Call now to get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. New business 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
School is back, and Dick's Sporting Goods has everything you need to gear up so you can show up. With the widest selection from the hottest brands like Nike, Jordan, Hoka, The North Face, and more. The looks you want, the backpacks you need, all under one roof. When you're running short on time, 1 hour pickup is always an option. And with our best price guarantee, if you find a lower price, we'll match it. With looks this good, it's never been easier to sport your style. Every school year starts at Dick's.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. What's on your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through Easy Cater. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? That means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift, or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Cuz thinking about an engagement ring. If you're ready to pop the question, go to Golden Nugget Jewelers. Largest selection of certified diamonds and engagement rings. Your perfect ring is at Golden Nugget Jewelers. Major financing options, unbeatable prices for name brands, Barajo, Tacori, you name it. Online today, GoldenNuggetJewelry.com. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
Hey guys, Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named SJ Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. So go see my man Angel at the showroom and tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. Online at FamilyJewelers.com.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit The Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/now hiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Pump Man Philly is now hiring experienced technicians. Pump Man Philly is a leading provider of water and wastewater pump service and repair, offering competitive wages, incentive programs, and great employee benefits. Pump up your career. Apply online at pumpmanphilly.com. Ferguson HVAC is hiring. Want to work for the leading wholesale distributor of HVAC parts, supplies, and equipment? Ferguson is actively hiring delivery drivers, warehouse associates, and sales support representatives. Check out ferguson.com/careers for job openings in your area.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/now hiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Broad Market, 22nd and South, and Cooney's Corner. Where else would you want to hang out? Back to the John Kincade Show.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Pat, shut up. That's in my ear saying things, and I can't even hear that we're coming back from break.
Sorry, man. My bad.
That's all
97.5
right.
The Fanatic.
There you go. Good job,
The John
Devon.
Kincade Show.
I remember my
Devon
first
Givens,
time
Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Camille.
Haley doing a hell of a
Haley
job on
Taylor
our
in the
YouTube
back.
today. Connor's back there doing whatever it is Connor does. I think
Emily's
he's doing
here,
one-handed
making-
push-ups.
Emily's here,
Emily's here,
making me
too.
and Jamie feel old as hell by telling us Step Brothers is an old movie. That hurt.
Oh, is that what that was about?
Yeah,
I saw you guys a little hurt
Yeah,
back
because
there.
we quoted Step Brothers, and she looked at us like we were like she looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, "Oh, it's from Step Brothers." She goes, "I don't watch old movies."
Wow.
And, yeah, that hurt.
Hey, welcome to my
It's
world.
fun. I have a handful of Pepto-Bismol, and I took all those. I plan on not being here tomorrow.
Emily still should watch that old movie because it's hilarious.
Oh, it is hysterical. What was the stuff that you gave me during the break? Because it
That was
worked
just migraine
wonders.
relief. It's migraine relief, but it's really just heavy duty aspirin.
So as I said earlier, I have like this pinched nerve in my neck, and it's been killing me all weekend. I was going crazy with the Aleve, and it wasn't really working. I couldn't really find any comfort at all. But Egan gave me Egan's like a walking pharmacy, Devon. I think you know this from working with him, right? He's got everything you need.
Oh, yeah,
if you
yeah.
have a toenail ache, he's got toenail medicine. I mean,
got
he's
I got
it
toenail
all.
clippers in the car.
Exactly. He's got
it's
everything.
nail clippers, but you can. I'm going to ask you don't use them on your toes.
I don't know how we got through nights when we were working together with all
Yeah.
that stuff we had in his bag.
And he's like the perfect doctor. He pulled out the medicine. He goes, "How many do you want?" And I go, "I don't know. How many should I take?" And he goes,
"Line them up."
Looks at me a little bit, kind of gets a feel. He says, "I think 2 will be good." And I'm telling you, I feel better than I have all
Those are
weekend.
actually horse tranquilizers.
Well, I did.
I took them before.
We're
Remember,
gonna lose
Jamie?
you in about
No.
13 minutes.
I did make Bob turn to the left and cough.
Horse
but
tranquilizers.
I got 2 different kinds of allergy meds. I got Pepto. I got Tums. And then I got the migraine stuff that I gave you, and then I got tissues too.
Just
in case.
You don't know that about the horse pill thing. So I have whatever. I had bad
chronic
back,
bad back.
I had really bad back pains one day, and Trey's like, "Here, Trey Thomas, here, take one of these." It's I take it for my back too. Well, I was in so much pain. I never do this. I didn't even think. I just took it. Dude,
Bob was on
Lindsay,
Planet. He was
I
on
thought I was
Planet
going to die.
Funktron.
I felt my head going down on the table during the middle of the show. I had to leave the show and go out on the couch out there.
I remember
and
that
go
story.
to sleep.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm B. Arthur with a message for women who take Premarin. Don't. It's made of horse urine. I'm not kidding.
I made that drop years ago. I love it.
I think that's what Bobby took, right?
Yeah.
I remember that story.
All right, 4 o'clock today, you got to be listening, not only because it's going to be in the middle of the premiere of the best show ever with Tyrone Johnson, Hunter Brody, Ricky Bowe, and Jen Scordo, but it's also going to be at 4 o'clock, Tim McManus giving you their daily
T-Mac
Eagles training camp report. I kid you not that I have to hear T-Mac when it comes Eagles training camp time because, as we talked about earlier, he's one of the voices that you have to hear.
Talked to him last week, man. It was fun.
Yeah, he's so good at what he does. So we're lucky. And the new afternoon show, that's right, the best show ever, they will have T-Mac all during training camp, 4 o'clock every day. So make sure you give both of those things a listen. All right, guys, I wanted to not only look at the immediate future of the Phillies, which is an important series with Atlanta. You're starting with a bullpen game tomorrow night. That's not so great. But the future of this Phillies team, because I'm watching over the weekend, and I see what we just talked about, with Devon brought up, Alec Boehm, just looking better and better. It looks like you have your third baseman of the future. Gene Segura is going to come back, and with the addition of Sosa this weekend, Edmundo Sosa, it looks like, what's the matter?
Just this Sosa moves.
Yeah,
unless
but
they're cutting Didi, it makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying. It looks
does
like
make sense.
They'll cut Didi and they'll put Didi.
Why, they
and
needed
they'll
a
put
sixth
Stott.
middle infielder?
It makes sense with the fact that Didi won't be here in a year, and this guy's under team control and cheap as hell, and apparently he has a good glove.
He's got a great glove. He's eighth in National League fielding percentage
exactly.
for shortstop.
So if you're looking at, Camargo's not going to be here in a year, and neither's Didi. So this is a long-term move. It's not going to amount to much, but
Well, just
I do
get rid
think
of
the
Didi
move made
now,
sense.
and then it makes sense.
And also, let's be real. That's a sweet name.
It is.
Edmundo.
Edmundo Sosa?
It sounds like a ball player.
That sounds like a ball player.
It does. Put him in short and watch him make great plays all day long. He might hit 180, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because the
normal.
one in the 180 is going to be sweet. Like that one's going to be a sexy hit.
Okay.
That's
I thought you had more on that one.
No, not really.
One out of every 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, looking at the future, your third baseman looks to be secure. It looks like you're going to put Bryson Stott at shortstop with this move and maybe, in fact, get rid of Didi Gregorius.
Everybody says that, but do you think there's a possibility that doesn't happen?
I'd be shocked if they got rid of him.
Not got rid of him, but
I'd be shocked if Stott isn't your starting shortstop every day, unless you're going to go. Why wouldn't you? I really don't know why.
Segura can technically play it.
What, short?
Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I'd rather have Stott at short.
Like we all assume Stott's going. I would too, but it's just everybody says, "Oh, well, Stott will be short and Segura second." Could it be the invert?
Ooh. I don't
now or in the future?
Just now.
Just now.
Just for the remainder of this year.
Wow, because they're gonna have to switch.
Maybe
it
with
up.
the injury, you don't push him going to short.
Right. So
Yeah,
keep him
a
at
little
second.
easier at second.
And he's been taking ground balls at second since his rehab and
it
playing second.
just crossed my mind. That's all.
Yeah. So Stott at second. You have a young first baseman in Hoskins. Do you re-sign him? I would. Look, I have told you guys plenty of times. A guy that's going to go 30 and 90 on average for me at first base.
You got to tell me the price tag.
I agree
hear
with
you.
that. I bring him back, yes, but the number has to be right.
What is that number going to be? It's got to probably be between
He's done with
10
arbitration
and 12,
now, right?
10 and 14.
Wasn't this his final arbitration year this past year?
I don't know about all that crap.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Well, it
I always have
matters
to look that
because
stuff up. I never remember.
I don't want to pay
No,
top
I know it matters.
5 first baseman money to him.
No. Would anybody?
Probably so. I mean, I don't know. It's Major League Baseball. Money gets thrown around like wild.
Yeah, like what's he, about a career 250, 255 hit or something like that. But as I said, on average, he's going to get you 25 to 30, 85 to 90.
One more year of arbitration.
One more.
Okay. And what's he at now? 7?
He's made 7-7 this year.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at closer to 9, a little over 9 next year, maybe.
Okay. And then he's going to look
And then
for
he's
the
going to
big
hit the free. Like, do you want to pay Rhys Hoskins
12 to 15?
I was even going to say 17 to 20. I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
He's another one. If it's the number, if the number's
not our
right,
money.
it's not. But you got probably a lot of holes because you don't have a farm system.
And let's not forget, what are you going to think of that goes on here? So you have Castellanos, Real Muto, Harper, Schwarber. You have that core for the next 4 or 5 years, depending on who it is, and even longer in some cases.
Reese is 29 now, so he'll be 30, almost 31 by the time open market hits him. I don't know if you can consider
him like 15, 16, and do like a 4 or 5 year maybe. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, not really when you talk about
35.
that. It's, what, $85, $90 million contract over 4 years
I was thinking,
5 years. I don't
Look,
know.
a homegrown guy that goes for the numbers that I said. I don't know, Devon. Would you rather him be here? Or would you rather start all over again and try something else?
I think I would rather be here, but again, the number just it stops me of where it is. It stops me right there, especially if they are making that ascent now to be a playoff team year after year, and we don't know that they can go out there and find some other first baseman. Then I mean, pay him, but it's just about the money.
Darrick Hall's 26.
I'm not looking for him to be the piece.
You're not looking for him to be the
I'd
first
be
baseman?
shocked if he was a first baseman in the future or something.
I don't mind him.
I'd be floored.
Absolutely.
I
wouldn't be more surprised if I woke up and my head was sewn to the carpet, Bob.
You can only hit, what, righties?
Yep.
Your head was sewn to the
Only
carpet?
righties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they haven't even played him against lefties.
Yeah, I'd be
they've hardly
shocked.
played him.
Okay.
So to determine in 2 months that he's going to be the guy, that's bold.
The DH thing helps him too.
Yeah, it does, but
Yeah. All right. $15 million. Are we all good?
yeah.
All right. On average for say a 4. If it gets up to 20, no.
Not 20.
Or you got to really think
What's
about.
the first base market next year?
I'd have to look.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'd
don't
have
know.
to look too, Jamie. So one of us has to look.
So somebody should have that answer right away.
That's a little too much
I'll
work.
go to Bing.com and Jamie go to Google and we'll figure out.
Okay.
We'll put it together and we'll find an answer.
All right.
Figure it out. But the future of this team, are you? I know we're all in this right now because we want to make the playoffs
not
for the
great.
first time since 2011. What's not great? The first base market?
Yeah, next year. So Reese is going to look pretty good.
He's going to get paid.
I didn't look at 2024, but I could, because that's when he would actually hit the real market.
Are you overpaying him? Is the question. If the market doesn't look good and you say he's going to get paid, do you overpay?
The following year, the names are Anthony Rizzo, Miguel Sano, Max Muncy, Jesus Aguilar, C.J. Crone, Darren Ruff,
Did you
Reese
say
Hoskins.
Jesus Aguilar?
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
I know.
Jesus.
It's a Big Lebowski joke, Pat.
I don't think it was. I think you thought his name was Jesus.
Nobody messed with the Jesus, man.
I think you thought his name was Jesus.
No, I
think
did
you
not.
done
It's
messed
Jesus.
up.
No, it's Jesus. Are you guys serious?
No.
You're an idiot.
Nobody here
You
even
don't know
watches the Big
baseball.
Lebowski. Screw you all.
You're an idiot and you don't know baseball.
I would say Pat has seen the Big Lebowski.
I have seen the Big Lebowski.
You didn't get my
Devon,
Jesus joke.
Did you?
Some of it. Not all
I've
of
seen
it.
some of it. I've never
Nobody
watched
messed
all
with
of
the
it.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yes, I move on.
Yes, I'm aware his name is Jesus.
I move on.
I don't think you were.
I think I am.
I think you're playing this off well, but I don't think you were.
Put me on a lie detector test.
Meet me in Temecula.
9 o'clock hour. It's brought to you
Been
by
there.
the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Bagster.com.
So to answer that with no clear upgrades in free agency, yeah, I'm
I don't know
cool.
about that, man. Carlos Santana's available.
He is.
It is pretty gross, though.
Yeah, it's not a
Protect
good
your TV
market.
screen.
20 a year, though? Too steep?
We'll see. Let's cross that bridge again when the time comes.
Yeah,
Too steep.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Homegrown guy. You've ridden him out until he's 29 now. Yeah, finish it out with him.
He's like the ultimate
I'm all right.
tease.
Yeah, like
Big time.
I
Yes.
go hot and cold with him all the time.
Pat, remember when we did that?
It's-
Which one are we getting?
Yeah, it's been
Are
like
you getting
5 or 6 years of, well, if you look at it, he would have had 40 home runs if or but or, it's a constant that with him.
Because
But
that's exactly what he is. He's a hot and cold
but
player.
Looking at the rest of the guys around the league that would be available, like I don't want Brandon Belt. Jose Abreu's going to cost way too much money.
And he'll be old at that point, won't he?
Yeah, he's going to be 36.
Yeah, no thanks.
Miguel Sano, no, not really. Josh Bell,
Yeah.
okay, maybe, but Josh Bell's going to command a lot of money.
Mr. Snuffy chimes in and says,
Whoa.
Big Lebowski, overrated.
Oh,
I agree.
Wow.
No,
I agree.
Mr. Snuffy.
That is
no.
Big Lebowski is such a Jamie movie. Would you agree, Pat?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's great.
We agree
Exactly.
because we won't even watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Jackie Treehorn?
Overrated.
There's just so no.
I mean, the first time I watched it, because
the
I
Coen
heard about it
brothers.
so long, I was a little bit let down. I was like, oh, okay, for that? All right.
They're all idiots.
All right, that's fine.
The Air Quality Partnership. Don't forget to check the daily air quality forecast at airqualitypartnership.org. Learn how you can help improve air quality with simple steps that can make a big difference. airqualitypartnership.org. All right, do you guys trust Connor Thomas?
With what?
No.
Just in general?
I'm just going to say no.
Yes.
I think there's my answer. All right, so the other day, Devon, you weren't here, and these guys might have overheard it. I was talking about.
I would say no.
So we just got a pool for this summer, right? And I was telling them about how we were looking for a guy that could maintain the pool. And Connor's like, what are you getting a guy for? I'll do it for you. And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? And Jamie, who just was babysitting his cousin's pool, said, yeah, I took care of it all week. I don't know how to do like the testing and
The pH and
putting
chlorine
this in.
tests?
Yeah. And
I got
then
a lot of work ahead of me.
You
'cause
put salt in.
4 days, right?
And,
I was gone 3 days, so that
3
pool
days.
might it's
and
going
you
to need work
shock
today.
it. And all that.
It's more work than probably a lot of people anticipate.
And I would mess it up. And I have friends
You
that
can do
have
it, Bob.
pools that said, oh, man, I tried it for like 2 years and I kept messing up. We lost more days of swimming than we gained by, whatever. So I said to my wife, and our pool guy, Joe, I love him to death. He's the greatest. I mean, spot on. Connor's like, yeah, I could do it. So I mentioned it to my wife on the drive down the shore this weekend. I said, what if I said we could save 50% of what we're paying this guy to do, and we have Connor come over every week? She kind of looked at me side-eyed and then just went right back to the road. Didn't even answer. Kind of like, is that a real question? Would you guys trust Connor
No.
to maintain your pool on a weekly basis?
Maybe.
No, you said no right off the bat.
My gut is no. I'd have to be talked into the yes.
I'm no.
Well, based on how Donna reacted, I would trust Donna on that one.
Okay.
She's
Yeah,
on me
I just-
right. Like, nah.
I thought it was interesting
Well,
that she had that reaction.
Has he done anything in the past?
He grew up
rocket science.
He grew up with a pool.
Okay.
Says he has, and here he comes. Says he has maintained it. I'm
Okay.
glad you came in. Says he has maintained it at his mom's house for years. And now that you moved out, Connor, I don't know if you are still maintaining the pool or does she call you to come over once a week? How does it work?
No, we have people who come over and take care of it now that my younger brother and I have both moved out of it. But we put in the pool, I think I was like 8 years old. And for the first decade we had it, it was my dad, my brother, and I would open it, maintain it, check the alkalinity, check the chlorine, all of that stuff.
Got the words.
Run like the tests and everything, see if you need to add more shock in it.
pH, Bob.
Yeah, you handle the pipes and everything back there. Handle the heat, the lights in the pool, and maintaining all that. So, I mean, I've worked with it for a little bit. Now, I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I could do it. You wouldn't get as good a quality, but I could get it done, and I'd cut you a deal.
Thank you for clarifying. You're not a professional.
I am not a professional.
But I did say at a Holiday Inn
I'm not a professional pool maintainer. I just play one on the radio.
He would be willing to cut you a deal.
Coach,
I would cut him
I'm
a
on his side now then. He just alkalinity and all that kind of stuff.
But he just said it won't be as clear as you're used to. Like,
I'm
this
out.
guy is.
Now I'm out.
My pool is so clear. I love it.
Flip-flopping on me over there, man.
Yeah.
I could do
you're
it.
out. Coach, would you trust Connor?
No. I wouldn't trust Connor to do pretty much anything.
And that's the issue.
It's amazing to me.
World.
It's amazing to me that he finds his way in here every day. It really is.
It's the same place every time, Coach. I just follow the same road.
But he finds his way in, but he gets it done.
He leaves cracker crumbs.
Yeah,
on
gets
a
it
trail.
done.
It's like Hansel and Gretel, pretty much. Yeah, I got
He
it.
gets it
Dude
done.
gets paid in Wendy's gift cards, so it's like he's not the best.
Did
but
you see
he's
that they were
willing
trying to
work.
pay Chick-fil-A employees with sandwiches?
I saw
What kind? No, but what
Love
kind
that.
though? It
Last
depends.
week.
Are we
I don't
talking
know.
about like the Club Deluxe?
5 free entrees is what it was because they just wanted you to work.
At Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Well, you get Sundays off.
During lunch rush hour.
Yeah, you get your Sundays are off.
That's
That's
what they were
okay.
doing. But see, Connor, I mean,
Yeah, I could maintain a pool.
I think
I'm a
he.
poolsman.
Yeah, but how much would you complain about the extra work?
No, the whole
That's
time.
another thing we have to take into consideration.
As long as you do the work, you can complain about it.
All right.
It's not.
Well, we know you have that
Accurate.
down, if nothing else. Yeah. So, all right, Jamie's got what might turn a lot of people off because we don't
Connor,
have a
just
lot.
stick around for this. This is a golf done.
What'd you do, dude?
Give him another one.
Like what? Because
Give him another one.
he doesn't want you cleaning the pool.
Pat,
so you
give
beat
another
on
one.
him, man.
Dude just got done telling everybody how I have a pinched nerve in my neck,
And
and he
what do you
comes
do?
by and squeezes my neck.
Like, what is wrong with you?
jeez.
I'm so sorry.
You're
You're
out
doing
as
an
the
Anthony
pool.
You're out as the pool.
impression.
I like lightly touched his shoulders.
It
Like,
doesn't
I
matter.
acted Like I shot him. I'm sorry.
He's been out
I'm so
as
sorry,
pool boy.
Bobby.
Pat, give
Now
him another one.
you might be out on
my God,
associate producer boy.
I'm so sorry. I'm also sorry to everyone who just heard him scream into their radio and probably pull out some people's eardrums.
But
Yeah.
dude, Emily's
Let's get that
here.
done,
Like
bud.
she can answer
I
a phone.
apologize. Yeah,
You're done.
my bad.
You're done.
So anyway, back to the
get
actual
outta here.
topic at hand. Well, I wanted
Yeah.
to stick around because it's golf discussion, and I want
okay.
as many opinions on this as possible. Now, even if you're not a golfer, Devon, I don't think you
No.
golf.
No.
Pat
Miniature
doesn't golf very
Miniature
often.
golf only.
By the way, why is the miniature golf more popular?
I don't know.
I love the miniature golf.
I'd love like a Top Golf mini golf.
That
It's
I'm
just-
fantastic.
It's just not as big as golf.
I think Steph Curry or somebody's actually, or Tiger maybe, is actually financing that.
Oh, okay.
Like a Top Golf mini golf thing. Anyway, the
I thought
golf.
Steph was. Yeah.
You wanted it
Or
to.
at least he had that television show.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Golf Digest put this out over the weekend, and I ended up getting into some heated discussions with buddies about it. Now, breaking 80 is a huge deal for any golfer, especially us weekend warriors.
Right.
If your round, this is what Golf Digest presented, was interrupted after 9 holes because of weather, like the course shut down, and let's say you shot a 37 on the front, and you're standing there at the 10th tee box, and they blow the horn, and everybody's inside. You pick up your round the next day at 10, and you shoot below an 80. Does that count?
For me, yes. I say yes.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I
Yes.
don't know. Yes?
Yes.
And Pat?
Sure.
See, now a lot of people were debating this, that it shouldn't count because it's a new day. I think it's harder to start up again the next day, taking yourself out of the zone and resuming.
So
that
therefore, it's
round.
an even better accomplishment.
Because what I said to my buddies who were against it, I was like, well, if a PGA Tour player, that happens, they pick up at that hole the next day and the round's completed. Golf is 18 holes.
Yeah.
So why are we holding weekend warriors to a higher standard? My one buddy who's like a 4 handicap, takes it very seriously, was like, no, doesn't count. You can't tell people you broke an 80. And he goes, But you could post it to your handicap. And I go, that's the same thing.
Yeah. That's exactly the same thing.
Dude, the Phillies won a World Series game on 2 different days. You could absolutely post a round of golf on 2 different days.
That's a really good point by former pool boy over here. Trying to redeem himself. I appreciate
soon
that.
to be former worker here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
When Bob sues me.
Cryptic Gaming just made me throw up in my mouth. Imagine Connor shirtless, tight pool shirts, mustache glistening with sweat running down his brow, winking at your kids.
With his aviators on.
I'm okay. Yeah, Connor, you're out. Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
I wear the nice 4-inch inseams. They're plenty long.
4-inch. See, we needed John here to disagree. We all agreed on that, and it wasn't as fun.
It was fun. It was still fun.
I
I had fun.
John would have disagreed.
I had fun.
Oh, my gosh. No way.
No,
go.
it's not like you're taking the front nine. Like, if you go and play your normal course, and one day you shoot a 37 in the front 9.
There you go.
Don't touch my shores, I'll kill you. And you go, say, 2 weeks later after you've played, and then shoot on the back 9 something different, and you add them together. That's a no-go.
Different.
There you go.
But no, if your one round is just interrupted by rain, right? Oh, my gosh, that has to count.
The game's hard enough. Why are we making it harder for people?
Yeah, Devon, what's up with this?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
me
don't know.
neither.
What's up with golf?
I was surprised Golf Digest posted it. Because I was like, how is this the other? How are you looking at it the other way?
Devon, if Jamie's on a par 3 and he hits one into the water, and then tees it up again and hits the next shot into the hole, is that a hole in one?
No.
It's one swing. It's in the hole.
No, it's 2 swings.
No,
The first
it's
swing
It's
went
a
in the
hole
water.
in one. I scored 3.
But then it's not a hole in one. It's a hole
Yes,
in
it
3.
is. One swing. One swing.
A putt is one swing.
Water.
Yes. I didn't putt because I hold it in one shot.
Yeah.
No, you.
It's a hole in one that I scored 3. And that's how I tell people.
I'm okay with that because I don't care.
It's impossible.
But it's not.
It's a hole in one that I scored 3.
It's not.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
All right.
Okay. I'm not going to give in on that. No, it's not a hole in one still. I absolutely disagree with you, but I do agree with you on the scoring thing. All right, when we get back, it's somebody's birthday. I didn't get this when I read it last night, so I can't wait for Jamie to explain it of what's going on because I'm just not as smart as him. And Pat has a point of view on those Philadelphia Phillies. We thank you for joining us here on the John Kincade Show. And I want you to start the second part of the baseball season, turning K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now new customers can step up to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I love when I win. I get paid faster than a fastball right down to the middle of the plate. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again. To keep your home cooling more efficiently and save you on high energy bills, I suggest you go Guida and finally replace your old, drafty, inefficient windows and doors with my good friends at Guida Door and Window. Hi, it's Ricky Bowe, and right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and the pay it off interest free for up to 12 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guida today to take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. What's on your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through Kincade. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up, too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but EasyCater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
The biannual blowout is just a week away, and we've got a lot of work to do.
Keenan's Rug Emporium is rolling out a Labor Day bonanza.
We have that flat weave shipment coming in.
He needs 10 new sales associates as the crowds loom large.
Someone run a stock check on all the Moroccan 8x10s?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
First Student is looking for school bus drivers in Philadelphia. If you need more than just a driving opportunity, consider a position on the First Student team. This is an excellent way to make a difference in your community while working at a job you'll truly love. School bus driver positions offer a starting wage of $23 per hour and a sign-on bonus up to $4,000. Apply today at workatfirst.com or call 267-758-0522. That's workatfirst.com or call 267-758-0522.
For over 35 years, Health Partners Plans has been proudly caring for people in the community. Our nationally recognized Medicaid plan offers a growing network of doctors and hospitals so you can get care close to home. Health Partners can help you get the care you need, including doctor and hospital visits, prescriptions, immunizations, eye and dental care, and more. To learn more, please call 1-800-553-0784 or visit hpplans.com. Health Partners, trusted care where and when you need it.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty, that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Xfinity Internet is fast, and it's powerful enough to connect hundreds of devices at once. Unbeatable Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi. Go to Xfinity.com. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, it's John Kincade. I hope you're listening to the show every single morning. You know, I'm a two-time cancer survivor. So I want to thank all of you who have joined us in supporting life-saving cancer research by donating at aacr.org/fanatic. And to our generous corporate partners, thank you for stepping up and supporting the AACR. It's the official charity of the John Kincade Show.
Davis CPA Group. For personalized caring accountants, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation services, visit daviscpagroup.com. With over 1,500 windows to choose from, Window Nation can outfit any home. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com. You can always count on H&H Heating and Air Conditioning for total home comfort and fast, friendly, and local HVAC service. Visit delcohvac.com.
You know, donations to the American Association for Cancer Research from our listeners and corporate partners add up to big breakthroughs that benefit cancer patients worldwide. Join me. Make a life-saving donation today at aacr.org/fanatic.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You may not officially be one of my endless cousins, but I do consider you part of our family.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Jamie, you got some kickback. You got some kickback on the golf dilemma here.
Yeah,
the one in particular that you read really does have value because it does pertain. It is
most valid point I've heard so far. My cousin Steve Shoecraft texts me and he goes, "It absolutely doesn't count. Different conditions, no fatigue, no pressure, etc." And I said, well, it counts for the pros. It counts for me. Let's not make this more difficult than it has to be. He says, but you also get to re-enter that 3 to 5 beer sweet spot rather than progress to that 6 to 8 beer sloppiness. Most valid point I've heard.
Yeah, so if you're going to continue your round the next day, you have to pick up with how many
start
beers
drinking
you-
early. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
so
the only
if you have
fair
like an
way.
8 o'clock tea time, you're screwed, man. You're gonna get up at 5 and like throw 3 or 4
you
down.
can resume at 10, but you got to pick up at sunrise. Oh, I have to get 6 beers deep by sunrise? Okay, bet.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
not
that's funny.
great. No. The Bet Parks New Jersey Casino and Sportsbook app. The beach, the boardwalk, the boat, on the bay. Bet Parks when you're down the shore. Download at betparks.com. Must be 21 and in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Some other interesting things that happened during the break. The D train, Dylan McKinnon, had a great line. Pat was talking about maybe one of his men's hockey league teams folding. I said, well, Pat, that sucks. He goes, no, some other team will pick me up. And Dylan McKinnon out of nowhere says, hey, if somebody wants Mickey Moniak, somebody will take Pat
That's
Egan.
right. Look, what you guys don't realize, a lot of these leagues, if you have $300, they'll take you. They'll just hand you.
It's just a money thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could be Lieutenant.
Cash grab.
You could be Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, and if you have $400 and a stick, you got a spot on the team.
All right. We'll go with that. I've seen you play, though. I've seen you show me highlights. You have good game. I've seen you on the ice when we were down doing a show the day of the Flyers' first game. Pat's got some game when it comes to ice hockey, Devon.
No.
I've seen 2 videos, I believe, of Pat scoring.
Heavily doctored.
Okay, cool.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I saw you celebrate one time so well after a goal that you fell down.
I did, yeah. Sniper got me.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing. Couldn't even enjoy the goal because I'm like, kid can't even skate, loser.
See, but that's the cool part. You come in, you're like, yeah, I scored a goal last night, but you got to check this out. And you show me the goal, and then you show yourself falling because of no reason whatsoever.
No, there
after
was
the
a
goal.
reason. The ice was slippery.
It's a good reason.
Gets you.
Yeah, I hate when that
Yeah.
happens. All right, in the linchpin, Jamie wants to bring up something that I read over and over and over again. Not sure I understand any of it.
It's not that complicated, Bob.
All right, we'll see.
This is the Linchpin.
All right, so yesterday was the birth of one George Jetson. So I think it's safe to say we've officially arrived in the future.
Great cartoon.
Yeah, I watched the Jetsons a lot growing up.
Yeah.
So George Jetson was born yesterday. We are officially in the future. What's the one thing in sports you're shocked doesn't exist yet? Because we're kind of like projecting ahead to the future. You're always improving.
That's how you were trying to entangle them. Okay.
Yeah. So mine is this, and I'm shocked it doesn't exist yet. VAR technology. They use it in tennis and soccer to do the offsides and the tennis
ball's
ball
out.
out of bounds. It's kind of like that. I don't even know what the hell technology it is, but it works. It's very effective and efficient. Or this for NFL goal lines. Why is there not either VAR technology so you don't have to review everyone for minutes upon minutes, or pylon cameras in the pylon that shoot both ways directly across so you get a great shot of the goal line. Now, maybe there's too many bodies for the pylon goal camera, but I'm shocked.
Destroying it? You mean destroying the camera?
Well, not even that. Just like, could you even see across
Okay.
if there's just like a Tom Brady sneak and 12 bodies dive in at the goal line? But the VAR technology, VAR, the tennis technology, how does that not exist for the NFL goal line? I mean, it's like $1 billion industry, and we're still reviewing it old school. Like, well, did the ball touch? I can't quite see here.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
Or like a chip in both points of the football so that if it does reach the goal line.
Something. Aren't you a little shocked that there's no goal line technology in the NFL?
Yeah, that is weird
That's a
to
good
me.
one.
Yeah, mine has to do with football also. Why can't we have cameras where we see all 22 players on the field adequately?
It's a great one.
I would love to watch a game on TV
Occasionally,
like that.
when they do the eye in the sky shot, it's cool. I don't know. I guess that cable system is. I've seen the guys that operate it. It's quite an undertaking. And it's like 4 joysticks at once. It's pretty cool. I guess maybe the angles of getting down. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have a good answer for you there.
I mean, the all
And I work in
22, we
TV.
see it exactly. Devon, anything that's missing in sports coverage that you need to see?
Well, the only thing, it already exists, but it's how it happens. And I was wondering why doesn't it work so much better in the future as we've gone along.
We've just arrived here, Devon.
Which is instant replay in general. Why is it still an issue with instant replay? You'll sit there, you and I will be watching the game, and we'll see something. They'll go back to Secaucus in the NBA. They see it one way, yet with our eye, we're still looking at it, right, Bob? And we're like, no, they got that one wrong.
Yeah.
And while we're in the future, how do you, with all of the cameras that you do have, while you may not have all 22 on the players in the NFL, how do they still, to us, get it wrong when we see it? Where an entire crowd will watch it on the Jumbotron and say, wait a minute, in unison, no, that was wrong.
Yeah.
How did you just miss that? So mine is one that already exists, but continually we still, it seems,
Get it wrong.
We get it wrong.
Yeah. Pat, you got one?
Yeah, well, I mean, the obvious one is instant replay, or robot umps, in baseball.
Yeah, I think that's common.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I will go with, and they actually might have this. You guys know better than I do. Basically, so like when you hit your golf ball, you can easily find it.
And
it's just as simple as it's a chip in the ball. You hook it up to an app.
That was one of mine, too.
And it's just like, I'm not sitting there searching for a golf ball, as John says, okay, come on, let's go.
It's a $1 billion idea. We did a sports Shark Tank a couple years back when I was with Anthony, and that was actually mine, the GPS golf ball. I just pull it up on my app, and I go, oh, it's over there by that tree under the leaves. I got some kickback because people just said it would be way too expensive.
But it's not, though, because
if you never lose the ball.
Like, how does Top Golf have the ability where I hit the ball and it knows exactly what little thing ring I put it in? But this, I get told, is too expensive? Like, get the hell out of here.
I know.
Golf is an expensive sport. Like, you people can afford it.
It's a great one, though. That's a $1 billion idea if you can, make it practical for your everyday golfer to use. The other one I thought of was this mile per hour, and Ricky Bo, he's always going, that's your arm speed. That's not the ball speed.
Right.
Okay, why can't we get an accurate mile per hour reading from the ball?
Yeah.
Why can't we have a chip in the ball?
Yeah.
That just tells you straight up, accurately, what the ball traveled. Like when you think about like the advancements in technology in sports, it hasn't really gone that far.
No, George Jetson would be disappointed.
Right?
Yeah.
Would be.
He's expecting hovercrafts everywhere.
Why don't we have them yet?
I don't know.
Hovercrafts? We do have hovercrafts.
Well, they exist, but not for
in the way the Jetsons had them.
Not for us normies.
You had air traffic, 20 feet above the road. That was cool. And the noise it made.
It was also
that was pretty good.
You like that?
You practice that in your life.
It's no goat.
Actually, we saw a goat this weekend. I did it to him, and he didn't
respond?
No.
Maybe he didn't speak your language.
I was like, I'm going to look like a hero to my 3-year-old. I'm going to talk to this goat. And I went up to him, and he just looked at me. I went, screw you, goat.
I think
no
you're
back and forth. Okay.
I think your hero status, what do you think, Devon? I think Jamie's hero status went out the window when his daughter was on a horse this weekend, and the horse started to poop, and Jamie got great joy out of it. Skyler, it's pooping!
Hank was his name. He was a mini horse.
Yeah.
And he decided to.
Wait, his name wasn't Little Sebastian?
No, I made that joke,
horse,
too.
You have to name
No, he's actually a pony. A mini horse is Little Sebastian. So he was like 700 pounds. Which was bigger than I was anticipating. But midway through her pony ride, Hank blasted out. And
they don't.
It's not small.
No, it's not like a little.
They go for it.
They go all in. Yeah, we're talking mounds.
I had a good laugh.
They go for it.
That hay really greases the tracks.
I'm not, the first time Tommy was on a horse, or my son Tommy horse riding, and the horse stopped, and I was like, oh man, why won't he go? And I got out of the car and I looked. Because I overlooked, I was like, oh, that's why. Oh, good Lord. And so as instructor, I had to tell him, well, Tom, when it poos, you just have to stop and ride with it. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so they do that an awful lot.
Do that an awful lot.
Today, they do.
They be pooping to sports now.
But I love how Jamie had to like call it out to it. Yo, Skyler, check it out.
I was like, Hank's taking a poop.
Your horse is pooping. What was her reaction when you yelled it? Was she giddy?
No, she was so nervously excited that she was just holding on for dear life and kind of like tense, but she really enjoyed it. Yeah. Even the poop didn't make her laugh.
Turn around, take a look at that. All right.
So we transitioned from a horse pooping to the crap show that is the Phillies.
George
Jets. Holes in the lineup or what? What are we going to now?
We could. Well, I was going to give a little tease here because this is a big day first, Pat, because Anthony Gargano is back from Italy. So you got the cousin Chunas coming up next. And then today, the debut of the best show ever with Tyrone, Hunter Brody, Ricky Bo, Jen Scordo. That starts at 2. And then listen to this. At 4 o'clock, there will be a FanFest online ticket raid today. All you have to do is go to 97.5thefanatic.com at 4 o'clock and click on the FanFest online ticket raid logo and grab yourself a pair of free tickets. That's October 1st, FanFest. In Pat's point of view, though, he is looking for some holes.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Can you clarify that, please?
Yeah, I didn't come out great, but Jamie didn't react, so I figured I got away with it.
I missed that one.
Not a good day for that stuff today, huh?
Sorry.
No, not really, Bob. This will be the last time you sit in the big chair. Devon, you're in.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, what were we talking about, Bob?
I don't know. You said something about holes and Phillies and fifth starter and stuff like that. Do I have to tell you what you're supposed to say?
Yeah, that would help. I mean, you just say Pat's trying to fill some holes. It just sounds dirty. So I might probably be on an island here. I think they can survive with Bailey Falter as their fifth. I think that the rhetoric that because Bailey Falter's starting, it's automatically a bullpen game is not accurate. At this point, his arm's just stretched out. He can go 5. If he's pitching really well, he can go 6. It's not a traditional bullpen game of he pitches an inning, he pitches 2, and they bring everybody in. He was a starter in the minor leagues, and he pitched really well this year in AAA. He can be a starter in the majors. I think they can absolutely survive with Bailey Falter being their fifth starter.
I'll tell you what, if you have those first 4 going the way they're going, I'm okay too. I think Ranger Suarez has kind of turned a corner. I think Kyle Gibson's a fine number 3 or 4, whatever you want to call him, 3 or 4. I'm okay with those guys.
But to me, if it's down between the same prospect that they'd use, let's say, it's like, all right, well, we'll use this guy. We'll use Jalen Ortiz and Moniak and whomever to get a bat. And, oh, wait, no, but that same package would get you a starter. I'm going with the bat.
I'm going with the bat also because chances are, unless you're getting like a true number 3, that guy's not going to pitch in a 3-game playoff series for you. So if it's all about the playoffs, the bat's going to pay me more dividends than, let's say, a 4th starter. Like, that's just common sense to me. That guy's probably not going to pitch unless it's a Madison Bumgarner or somebody with, playoff, resume on their career. I don't see them paying dividends for you in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going with the bat. Again, if they get 2 out of the 3 and they decide to help out with their rotation, that's great. But I do think going with the bat has been the most consistent thing for me as we've seen what they've done. And if they can all, as you guys have said, if you can get 4 of them going at one time, but then to have that other guy come in and contribute to it, that's the one I'm looking at and feeling good about. So if Suarez and Gibson can hold up their end, and we know once we get down to the end of the season, we may not even see Bailey Falter all that much, then I'd be fine with that.
I mean, look, Zach Eflin could still shock you and come back. I'd
be a shock, though.
Yeah, I don't believe in it or think it'll even happen, but I guess it's a possibility.
But there's a pretty good chance that Eflin isn't going to be on this team next year. And
I wouldn't bring him back.
Yeah, and Abel and Painter aren't going to be even close to being ready. McGarry's already gone from high A to double A, so even though I would bring him up for this one start, they're not going to. So, but he might be ready next year because he was drafted out of college.
Pat,
so
what you brought up is outside the box thinking. The Phillies don't really do that.
They don't.
No.
But with the outside the box thinking a little bit, let's look ahead to the future. If Eflin's not going to be here, your fifth starter's probably going to end up being Bailey Falter.
Ew.
If you look at his numbers, though, that's what a fifth starter gives you in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but how many innings
he's giving
is he
you this
going?
year? I understand that part. Yeah,
that's the thing is he's going to tax your bullpen every 5 days.
I think a lot of fifth starters tax bullpens every 5 days.
Probably.
That's why they're the fifth starter. They're not the fourth starter or even the third starter, or dare I say the second starter.
Well,
and they're definitely not the ace.
My thing
I would
is,
say no.
I'm with Pat on this. I'm okay with. I'm okay if they don't touch the starting pitching.
I am too. I see the need, but I prefer the bat.
I prefer the bat. My God, get me a starting center fielder. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want out of that center fielder? Is it more the glove?
I was going to say, almost like Edmundo Sosa. If he has a reputation as a great glove in center field, and that compensates for, having to put Castellanos in right and Schwarber in left, I'm almost taking a 200-plus hitter.
But Vierland's got an okay glove.
But I do ask that because, again, just to bring up Jason talking to him, when he mentioned center field, it's more about the glove than it is the bat for the Phillies.
I don't get that at all. I mean, this team isn't going to win with their defense.
But it's him covering the two corners like Bob just talked about.
I guess.
With having those two guys out
But
there.
that just screams to me a 208 hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that screams to me settling, where I want a Benintendi who's, probably just an average major league outfielder that can hit 320.
I don't care if he's a stiff in the field if he can hit 300.
Yeah, like I'm at the point with this team where I'm going, they've gotten this far with crap defense. Why not just add another crap glove to the field? Can he hit? Can he hit bombs? Can he drive the gap?
What do you need more of?
I think they need a gap driver.
Yeah, but at this point, like, it's been in the last 2 months, how many times have you said, oh, man, they really need defense in the outfield?
Yeah, not that often.
One time, it was when Odubel Herrera like stupidly decided to go Space Cadet. Other than that,
Which
there
is a
haven't
nightly
been many
occurrence.
games where you're like, man, the defense has really cost them. There's been a few where you go, oh, like Reese botched one, a bad errant throw here and there. But for the most part, you're sitting there going,
guessing they
man,
just don't want to have that conversation at all.
It wasn't like timely hitting. It wasn't getting a knock with runners in scoring position. It's not really the defense that's cost them.
And if the bats are indeed coming around. Now, you went through the first half of the year without Castellanos mostly, without JT Real Muto hitting, without Alec Boehm really hitting. Those guys are starting to come around now. If you are that team that can get you on average 5-6 runs a game, and be the bopping team that you thought you were, then yeah, I'm all in for a center field glove, a guy that I can stick out there every day. Even if he is look, you make a good point about Vierling. He's an okay glove. He's an okay glove. If I can get an outstanding center field glove, because Vierling's hitting under 200, I think.
No, I think he's 240. But
is he? Okay.
It's like it's crap.
Yeah,
he's hitting like 230 something.
Okay, it's a great debate, but you guys are 100% that something's going to happen before.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
100%.
The thing that drives me nuts about Benintendi is he was a nearly 320 hitter. Like, that's by leaps and bounds the team's best average hitter.
Yeah.
They need a guy like that. Segura coming back, and Harper, I think, was hitting 318 before he left. But you don't know what Bryce Harper you're getting after that surgery. So you can't even count on that. And Boehm's up there now, but that took hitting 434 for a month and a half to get up there. So I just want that guy you can count on in the top of the order. I think that's the most pressing need.
Yeah, I agree. I'm bad all the way. As I said, I'm okay. If you pick up another bullpen arm, although the bullpen's been fine, except for Familia.
I mean, I would like another piece.
They've been good.
I'd like Familia out of here and another arm in. It can't hurt, but that also isn't going to cost you a lot either.
I would be blown away if Familia is not on the team. Like, unfortunately, I just think they're going to ride or die.
But why?
I don't know, because he only signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, but why? Exactly. There's nothing to lose.
I don't get it. But it just seems
I don't get that thinking at all. He's hurting the team.
For whatever reason, he can't do anything to get off this team.
He is actively hurting the Phillies' chances just by existing and breathing air. He hurts their chances.
A 7-run lead is not comfortable to me when he comes in. 7 runs, and I go, oh, God. All right, let's see what he does.
Look, could you get 1,000 pitchers to take up his spot in the lineup?
Yes.
On a ball club? Sure. I don't know why he's still here. I mean, Pat laid it out.
I mean, why is Odubel here? The two of them.
I've been done with that.
I'm sick of looking at him.
And he had another thing happen this weekend. Devon, I don't know if you saw it, but
Rob Thompson
had to pull him aside. Say, why'd you stop running?
Yep.
Why are we still here with this?
Because this is hell. St. Louis is baseball heaven. This is baseball hell, Bob.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the Phillies are on a 4-game winning streak, and they're not going to lose tonight. Because they don't play.
They don't play.
No, they're off tonight. But Nick Nelson's going to start the series tomorrow against Atlanta. So you got that going for you. But good times with the Phillies. Watching Bowman, Real Muto back-to-back in the lineup has been terrific lately. Now, if Castellanos, who they've dipped down to the 5 spot behind Real Muto at 4, if those 3 are going, I think yesterday the 3 of them, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, they may have combined for like 11 hits, those 3 guys. Yeah, that's going to be fun. If you need somebody in this lineup to really start picking up their hitting, who is it for you? Each of you?
I stick with Castellanos.
Yeah, if he could find his ability to drive gaps and not just have 12 hoppers that get to the right fielder, I think that would be the best thing for him.
I think he's coming around, but yeah, I think if they
He's
can
the
get
one
him going right.
And especially
that's
when
huge.
you talk about everyone else has had something all season long. With,
Stotts had a month and a half. Now Bones had it.
Yeah, exactly. We have a bit of a stretch
Reese
from
had
somewhere. It's his turn.
Yeah.
It's his turn to do it. And while you have not necessarily done everything all season, not to say everything's going to be forgotten, but if you do it now,
it's the most important time of the year. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He could make people forget about the first half of the season entirely if he gets hot now and carries it through September.
So I stay him. I stick with him.
Just get the hell out of that house. Get hot, and people will forget about it.
He's staying in that house, man.
No,
Got to deal with it.
Get out.
He's staying there.
Bad vibes in that house.
There's flies everywhere.
Yeah, bad vibes.
He's at 257, if I'm not mistaken.
He leads the team in hits.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think we've been too rough on him.
If this is him sucking and at his worst, that's a good sign. You know what I mean?
Sure it is.
Like, if this is his worst, that's good.
Look, we pointed it out before. There was a lot of guys not playing up to their norm in the first half of the season, and you still were where you were.
I don't understand this team at all. Nothing makes sense to me.
Was it Joe Girardi? Was it that bad?
Apparently, they're like 34-18 with Rob Thompson now. It's unbelievable.
And look, as we all know, baseball, probably more than anything else, when your mind is right, your game gets right quicker. You can't other sports, no, probably not because of the physicality nature of it. But baseball's a thinking man's game. And if you're thinking positive and you like going to that ballpark every day, maybe 44-18 is what you're going to see out of the talent from this team.
And Odubel's got like 5 brain cells to rub together, so it's thinking man game isn't his strong suit.
There's that. Bradford White water heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. I want to thank everybody for listening to us today, the John Kincade Show. We will all be back here again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. We hope you join us then. Thanks to all the YouTubers for all of your great insight, nice stats, all of the good things that you bring us. We really appreciate you. Stay tuned here. A lot going on today. As we told you, Anthony is back from Italy. So you have Anthony Gargano and Andrew Saltunis coming up next. And, of course, today, 2 o'clock, the premiere of the best show ever. Tyrone, Hunter Brody, Ricky Batalico, and Jen Scordo also. Hope you can stick around all day long. Once again, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you tomorrow. But I got to tell you right now, remember to support life-saving cancer research. Join me and our generous partner, Window Nation, in making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today at 975thefanatic.com/AACR. Cancer research saves lives. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
The John Kincade Show.
They're like the family from hell on acid that's on steroids.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe